3, 2, 1, and welcome back to Chasin the Racin.
Welcome back to the podcast brought to you by OMG Racing, Lucky Day Competitions, and of course Andy from JCT Truck and Trailer Hire. And this episode is brought to you, the episode sponsor is brought to you by NCCS Electrical. It's a resource trust family owned electrical contracting company dedicated to serving the entire nation from our Midlands base. We proudly work with the most national retailers, restaurant chains, James Healthcare groups and multiple site organisations, and offer comprehensive solutions for electrical testing, electrical light testing, fire alarm maintenance, backed by 24/7 reactive support and repair services. Our greatest strength is our wealth of knowledge, and our biggest asset is our people. We pride ourselves on our company service, delivery, and strive to make our challenge our strength. Very nice. And please contact them by contact number on 0154 350 2035 or email us at helpme@nccsgroup.co.uk. There we go. Still can't read properly.
Proper job, that.
Very well.
It is a proper job. There
Proper
we go.
job.
And here we are for a catch-up that we haven't... When's the last time we had a catch-up?
June.
After Alton, round 1.
After TT.
Ah, yes, after TT.
Was it
After
June?
the
Was that
TT.
June?
Jesus, wet. May, June.
That feels like a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, that's why.
It was about June
I
ago.
don't know what month we're in. Oh, we're in September. October. No. Right.
Nearly.
It will be October by the time this comes out.
Next
Yeah.
week, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you move house at this? By the way, before we hit play, there was full detail about selling houses, moving houses. Christian has a house for sale if anyone would like to buy
Yeah,
one. Is
if
that
it-
still the case?
It is the case. If anyone wants a very modest 2.5 bedroom property in Blaydon,
2.5 bedroom.
yeah, because it says 3, but it's not 3, is it? You could have fit a midget in the third one.
That's why you're not selling it.
Worst
If anyone
settlement
wants
ever.
an amazing 3-bedroom property
There you go.
in the heart of Blaydon, it is just the most incredible property money could possibly buy. Please buy it off me, because
Just-
2 mortgages is ruining my life right now. Thank you.
Just don't look under the. Just don't look under the patio that Christian laid, because.
What? I'm not. What's that? I'm not Fred West, man. Jesus Christ! That escalated quickly.
No,
But yeah, don't look under the patio.
It means because you've dug up all your money already.
Oh, I see.
You know, all the unclaimed tax. No,
That's fine, yeah.
We'll brush over that one as well, yeah.
So,
Right,
well,
boys.
after that one, yeah, where we stop.
Well, on that bombshell.
But where, honestly, all joking aside, where should we start? Should we go backwards? Should we go forwards? Like, obviously, the TT was like a long time ago in that side of things. You know, it's a bit. I feel like, do we just jump in straight away with the winning that you two have been doing, or you know, it's like where do we begin? This is the hardest thing. You have all the best plan laid out in front of you, and it just goes to tits on the podcast straight
Well,
away.
it's better just to let the job flow, doesn't it?
There
It
is a
sounds
lot,
like
to be fair, even just today, there's been like news in every single championship, really, hasn't it? Or certainly this weekend.
well, it's silly season, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's now is the time when all the madness starts and all the rumours start and
Which championship do you want to start with?
Let's start with closest to home.
BSB.
Yeah, because it's the easiest one. Let's be honest.
Well, it's probably the most relevant to most of our listeners, a lot of our listeners as well.
Well, actually, before we do BSB, could we talk about the Classic? Because I tried to find out a little bit about the Classic before, and I know it got cancelled, or the senior got cancelled. But actually, was it a different format this year or something, or was it?
God, where do we start? Where do we start with that way? Basically, it's the Manx Grand Prix and the Classic TT segregated massively on that side of things. So there was a Classic TT event in the Manx, and the great news for the Manx Grand Prix is they had all the great weather. Like, it went absolutely flawless. And
They had everything perfect.
no,
didn't
they had it
Yeah,
absolutely bang on. And you know what? Thank God that happened. Thank God that happened, because they have just been waiting for a break for so long to get that back on its track. And the best thing is, like, because the Classic TT was after, so it started later.
Right. So there was the first week was Manx, second week.
No, it was. I think there was like a 3.
Wasn't the Classic
3D.
TT's first night of practice was the Thursday? Or
Yeah, there was like a 3 lap. So the Manx Grand Prix lads just got out by themselves.
Right. Got you.
And then it was mad because then the Cadwell was clashing with that. So a couple of the Classic TT. I'm trying to think. Basically, Davey Todd got special dispensation to go out to
The
get
Manx practice.
to get extra laps. But the whole thing, it's a gamble on that side, because in essence, if the weather turned up earlier. The only person who had dry laps was Davey Todd at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, but the point I'm getting to is the fact that like the Manx had a fantastic event, and it was actually great to listen to on the radio. It was such tight racing, and it was like, which is because they're not doing the lap speeds of like Dunlop at like 130 mile an hour. That doesn't matter. Like the Manx Grand Prix lads in history shown, there's a thing called the Tommy Club. Now, was that 21? 121 or was 120
It was
mile an
over
hour?
120 mile an hour to get into the Tommy Club, and the Tommy Club was the first bloke at the Manx to do
Over 120 mile an
And
hour.
I feel really bad that I don't know Tommy's full
Full
name.
thing.
It's the Tommy Club.
It's
It's got a
the Tommy
club, for
Club,
fuck's
yeah,
sake. You know what I
yeah,
mean? What else do you need? You know what I mean?
Someone in the comments will, I think, will correct
So
us.
it happened over the same period,
but there was,
essentially, but it was two events.
Weren't there 4 lads this year? That 5 lads got into the Tommy Club this year.
Straight, like not straight away, but the weather was on their side, and it was like
Yeah.
Ryan Whitehall, Captain Insano himself. He joined the prestigious 120 mile an hour club, and it's
On 600s.
on 600. So they actually haven't. They're not allowed to run 750s anymore, because at the Manx you had the junior and the senior. Now in the senior you could at the Manx Grand Prix run a 750. But
Right.
Rob, I can't remember when we had Rob Hodgson on the show. It was me and Chrissy that interviewed him. And then, no, it was Frank Raffle we had on. And then there was a lad who ran a 750 Gixxer in the 600 race. And then he didn't swap the engine, because obviously you can swap the engines clean over. And he ran the 750 motor in the 600 race. And then it was tuned up to bollocks, and he actually got caught later on. So
right.
for that reason, or not specifically that reason, but it's capped at 600s now.
Right.
So there's I don't even think it's even the junior and the senior now.
Is it not? I thought it was.
It is still that. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
no. So the good
But
thing,
it was a good do then, because the weather went shitty, didn't it, for the
You boys just got
for you,
nothing,
aye.
did you?
oh, because I was riding a classic superbike for Bob. You know Bob, don't you? You know Bob Henderson, yeah. So I raced.
Some looking machine, that, innit?
It's a superbike. It's a proper
I
superbike.
love looking at them.
Do you know what?
period superbikes,
Actually,
it just looks so
Hutchie
nice.
was at Croft riding whatever. What does Hutchie ride in it?
The Stead Plant one. isn't
Step
it?
plan one, yeah. Whose was that one? Not whose was it, but what was his one? Same bike, isn't it?
ZXR 750.
ZXR
Yeah.
750, and like Hutchie was saying to me, he said it rides unreal.
Oh,
He
they're
said it
brilliant.
just rides like a not exactly like a modern bike, but you know, like it's more or less, you know, like
But you're on slicks, like on Bob's bike, it's K-Tech front and back. You know, the bike is absolutely mega. But I tell you what, Hutchie went through 5 engines.
Fucking hell.
Really?
5 engines, considering we had limited practice. Now, you see, the practice actually went well. You know, it was the first time that we've gone there and got loads banged in. But then we got to the main race and it got cancelled, which was an absolute bloody minefield. But then there's been a lot of uproar because they were putting out... I don't agree with this. They were putting out, what do you call them?
Contingency plans.
No,
and stuff,
not
aren't they?
contingency plans. They were putting out parades
Oh, okay.
instead of races.
Right.
I just saw a load of people kicking off that they hadn't used the contingency plans very well, and they'd got days when they could have run it, and then the parade thing came into it.
is that what you're saying,
Well,
Dom? They had. You think they had time to run them? They just decided to run other stuff.
Well, they've never ever brought the contingency plans thereafter. They've never brought an event forward. So if they know the weather's going to be great on Tuesday, but the race day was booked for the Wednesday,
Oh, they will
they
not.
can't put the Wednesday onto the Tuesday. Now I'm going to sit here and say I have no idea why they can't do that.
No.
Now, at the moment, you know, if you booked up to go to the Isle of Man to watch racing on the Wednesday, you'd have a lot of upset people. But if you know the racing's going to get canned on the Wednesday because the weather front's coming in, I would love them to sit down in front of the camera and go, this is why we can't do it. For some reason, be it political or not, I have no idea. But you know what? Just explain it.
I would say it's a bit similar to, like, do you know, in the red flag race, and they'll never add laps, but they'll take laps off. Surely it's like the same theory, really, where if they've got, I'm assuming the road closures must have something to do with it, but if you've got something planned, for example, like for the Wednesday, bringing it forward is like catching you off guard, whereas if it's later, you've got time to react.
Well,
I guess.
the Tuesday's there for if the Monday's shit, then they take up the Tuesday,
But
don't they? So
but
if
it
the
is-
Wednesday's shit, they take up the Thursday. But
Yeah.
they ran out of
It's
backup days.
it's gonna get crowded, but in the same breath, you're thinking, well, the biggest problem from years, obviously, I'm not sitting part of the the Isle of Man government, so I couldn't tell you exactly what goes on behind the curtain. But as far as I'm led to believe, is the Isle of Man government, the Isle of Man people, it's all 50-50. Like, half the residents who live on the Isle of Man don't want the racing, and then the other half agree to it. So they're constantly trying to fight that battle of, like, trying to keep the impossible task is keep everyone happy.
It is like logistical fucking Pandora's box, isn't it?
But in the same breath, this is all speculation. Like, I'm guessing that, you're guessing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would love them to actually go, why not? Like, I would personally like them to sit down and go, this is why. Mint. And then all the teams know.
It'd be good to have some explanation, wouldn't it? A lot of people spend a lot of money getting over there as well, and it's not an easy place to get to if you're outside of the UK, because there's not that many direct flights in, is there? And if they want to go by the ferry, then they've got to get to the UK. They've got to then get themselves to Liverpool or Heysham. That's the option. And then they have to pay a lot of money to get on a ferry and go across the most expensive stretch of water that I've ever come across.
But even going to Bob Henderson, like Bob Henderson spends a fortune on that bike to go do an event once a year.
I said to Zoe, that's what I feel bad for the bike owners more than the riders, because the riders are riding all throughout the year. So it's a proper kick in the teeth for you guys, because you only get the TT and the classic TT to go and do the laps around there. And we know how special it is. But that said, the guys who own those classic bikes spend all year getting those prepped. They put everything into it for them to go over there and be compared. All right, some of them will probably do Goodwood Revival as well with the 500s, but not the classic superbikes. No. That's sort of the only place that they're getting a proper run out. And then that happens. I said to Zoe, I feel for them more than you guys, because no disrespect, but yeah, it's
no. But here's a question: is a 1 lap race a TT race?
Would you prefer 1 lap over no laps?
You'd take 1 lap over no laps, wouldn't you? But as a spectator, you'd have to say, watching everyone come through once. Again,
Joe,
it'd be better to do it than to not see it.
Yeah, but you're a TT rider.
X.
No, once and for all, son. Sorry, you've gone down Bray Hill on a superbike. You know what I mean? You're a TT rider to the day you die. But doesn't fuck off. But is 1 lap TT 0?
Well, I think this.
Well, I think that's a load of shite. Anyway.
No. But
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. We'll talk about electric bikes a bit later on, because I agree with you on that. But yeah, it probably is classed as a race, isn't it? Because it's not.
It still goes down the regular book.
And it's not like doing a 1 lap sprint race at Donington, is it? It's still going to be thick end of 20 minutes. You know, ripping around there. So it does still class as a race, because you're on that bike for between 16 and 20 minutes, aren't you? So what would that be? 8 laps around Donington, something like that?
No. It's still a time trial, whatever we look at it. So I get it.
And I think from a spectator point of view, you would rather have said, "Go on, boys, run a lap. Let us see something. Let's watch everyone come through the bottom of Bray Hill." Because let's be honest, if they've never been before and they get to witness that, you could almost go, I've got to witness that.
I guess the question is it any? I don't think it's any easier than a 5 or a 4 lap or a 6 lap race, because you must attack that differently to I'm doing a 6 lap senior TT versus I've only got 1 lap to do. There's still challenge in it. It's a different challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you've actually got it's a totally different challenge, isn't it? So it's still a race.
The problem with that place is it takes some people can get straight into it from the word go, can't they? Other people need a lap, and after lap 1 you go, they're in 8th. By lap 4 they're in 2nd, because they just get going at different paces. Like
you could argue this in MotoGP, having a sprint and superbikes, a sprint race versus a normal race. Is a sprint race a Grand Prix? Well, put it this way, I bet you in their contract they still get paid bonus for winning a Grand Prix if it's in a sprint race versus a thingy. So yeah, it is still a race. Is it a different spectacle? Absolutely. But
what was the reason for not being able to run a 1 lapper? Or was there no explanations for anything?
No explanations, really.
Right, because I seen a lot of people
the weather,
pissed off.
It's weather coming in, and but then, at the end of the day, you roll with the dice you've got. It's like, and everyone's complaining about, well, we're used to running the wet, and you think, for fuck's sake, the bikes and tyres have totally changed on that side of things to be able to run it safely at those events. But
I do get sick of reading that.
Yeah, you do,
And
don't
I
you?
went
No,
in
at the end of the day, I'm not like,
Fucking-
the organisers have done, like, they can only deal with the hand they've got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's if one lap, I agree on that side of thing. One lap's one lap, but as a true fan of Isle of Man racing, one lap, the whole part of it is the pit stop,
Yeah.
the longevity. You know what I mean? You've got boys, and unfortunately, there's getting less and less classic teams because they're literally dying off. But to get a K4 350 to go 4 laps around there without pit stop, like a K4 350 doesn't have to pit stop. We used to do 4 laps. That is like a proper test on that. But like I say, you win. Like there's me thinking, well, they have the option between 1 and 4. They would pick 4 every day of the week.
Yeah, but as a current TT man, so if they'd have said to you on Friday, we can get you out, guys, but it is only going to be 1 lap, what would you have all done? Oh, no, we're not bothered. We'll go put the bikes in the van. You'd have gone and done it, wouldn't you?
I tell you what, you wouldn't believe the amount of people that pulled off the grid when it went to 1 lap.
Really?
That's
Mate,
interesting.
100%.
For what purpose did people not want to race 1 lap?
They're not going to stick their neck out for 1 lap.
I do not get that mentality.
No, but that's their choice.
I get it. I'm just saying I don't get that mentality. If you're going to stick your neck out for 4 laps, what's the difference sticking your neck out for 1 lap?
Yeah, I'm not.
It's the same. I don't understand that.
No, that I'm just saying people pulled off the grid, because they didn't want to go for 1 lap. They spent all that money, time, and effort to get there, and
But they've spent the same time and money doing all that, so you might as well go and do 1 lap. Otherwise, you're going home for absolutely nothing.
no, it's
Don't get that.
It is
But
the
then they were
nature of
putting
the
out-
event, though, isn't it?
it is the nature of it. But they were putting out sidecars. They were putting out 250 parade laps, parade lap.
And they should have canned the parade laps and run a race.
Were the parade laps done in purely dry,
Well, the thing is, like around there,
or were they running parade laps because it was touch and go and they can get away with a parade lap?
Me personally, the thing is, like, I couldn't tell you.
That's where
It's such a difficult thing, and it's such a big thing to organise. You can't control the weather, and it's not like saying, it's raining at one end. It's not like Donington or Brands where
it's the helicopter rule. Over there, it's a helicopter rule. If they can't get a helicopter up into every single part of the course, they can't run it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So that's the frustration of standing on Glen Country Road or in the holding area, and you're going, it's glorious sunshine here. We can see the top of the mountain there. But it's low fog in Ramsey or at Joey's. And it's so easy to sit there and say, well, they did a shit job. They should have done this, should have done that. What they maybe should have done, and I'm a big believer in communicating, is they should have said, guys, we need to sit you all down and just explain why this has happened, because we know how much a lot of you have spent putting a transit van on that ferry. It has cost you $1,000.
But
we need to sit down and have a chat, and they probably owe you an explanation to that, to be fair. I don't know. Shoot me if I'm being.
No.
But the senior TT got cancelled as well, like because of the weather. Like
Should have ran. 100% that should have ran.
Next.
I went for the lap. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their own opinion. John McGuinness, we sat opposite John McGuinness. He would have said that would have ran. That should have ran. That's my opinion.
Yeah, fun.
You know what I mean? If you 1 lap, 2 laps. But the biggest problem is, and this is my point regarding about the classic TT, is they're trying to make an ideal situation, like weather. You can't, and the event's going to struggle around that. And there is no quick fix to that, because it's terrifying times. Because the thing is, it's scary, because what happens if it's damp and someone comes off and hits a crowd? This is the thing. This is the rawness about the TT. It's the fact that you can stand in a hedgerow and watch racing. If it's bone dry, the conditions are ideal, and you put a race on and something happens, those conditions legally were perfectly fine to run on. But if you put sketchy conditions out there and you go racing, you took the front.
I think it's also about the riders as well, though. Like, it's also about the rider safety.
Can I address one point that we've all failed to fucking miss and acknowledge? That event doesn't happen unless there's about 360 marshals.
500 and...
There you go, my numbers are
580, I think.
But they are dependent on marshals. So, as an ex-TT man, thank you to all the marshals that go and give the time for that, because I know that they get to sit in some pretty amazing spots, but equally they're also in a job of responsibility where if the shit hits the fan, they're probably going to have to deal with something that most of us don't deal with unless you're in a fucking war zone. So
Yeah.
Thank you to every one of the marshals that step up and do that. But do you think that played a part in the Classic TT and why things didn't run? Because that was another thing that I saw banded about, was that they didn't have enough marshals and that's why it didn't go.
No, but they had enough marshals to run the one lappers in the same day.
Right, okay.
And they were out on post and the roads didn't reopen.
Right. I'm just
No, I know, but
I'm
like,
just chucking the rumour mills in the pot, and then I'm
there's no
hoping that
rumour
because you were
mills,
there, you can verify or...
How many years is it since they stopped running in the wet?
Oh, fuck me.
I bet you it's about a good 15 plus.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because early 2000s. Bet you.
And
It's just the nature of the beast, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you have 2 weeks of pure rain or whatever it is, then there's literally nothing they can do.
Nah.
It's a shame, but that's what they decided to do now. It's a dry weather only event for both events.
It has to be. You know what I mean? I'm not slagging off the event at all, but it's just it's scary times moving forward. That the weather is just the ultimate controlling factor of that event now.
Do you think
And
it's
for right reasons? For right reasons.
Do you think it's worth them looking at moving that fortnight?
Nah, because then you look at the Manx Grand Prix, a week, they had it absolutely fantastic. And the week actually leading up to the event was fucking glorious, the weather-wise. It's just the look of the draw with the weather on the British Isles.
Yeah. It's like an act of God in it. Like, it is the weather.
But as far as spectators going to the Isle of Man to spend their money to go watch, they might not get a show. It's quite an investment. It's a huge investment.
Yeah.
I do understand that, but I think it's also not part of the draw, but I think it's part of that event. That's how it is. I've got loads of mates that have been and never seen a bike turn a wheel.
Yeah.
But none of them really necessarily bitched about it because they all knew that's kind of what happens, if you know what I mean.
Sorry.
You play footsie with me, lad.
Sorry, I put my foot up your hole.
No, as far as like that was the Classic TT on that side of things. It was just like the Classic TT was struck with bad luck, and the Manx Grand Prix had it was mega, absolutely mega for them. And it was
love that period of time, getting to see videos and photographs of 250 GP bikes, because it's like the only place you get to see it.
The only thing it's missing is the smell, innit?
Yeah.
Oh my
Obviously,
God.
if you go, you get to smell it. But like, I just love that period of time on social media. There's just
That
videos,
noise.
constant videos of two strokes at the minute. But
they're dying off because you can't get a hold of parts, no nothing. The grids might not be full of them. They may have to change the regs.
yeah, but that's the nature of classic racing, isn't it? Like,
That's nature of racing, isn't
all
it?
the like Manx Nortons and stuff now, they're all like replicas. Essentially, a lot of them are replicas and stuff, aren't they? Like, they're not. Someone will do something somewhere down the line if they want to keep it going, won't they? And I think it's class that there's even still some kicking about and stuff. But anyway,
Fingers crossed next year's a better year, eh?
When
I'm sure it will be. I'm sure
it's got to be. Hopefully, on that side of things.
right then, BSB.
Can we not do World Endurance first? Because it was amazing.
It was,
Yeah, to be honest, I only seen just like all the carnage clips. So yeah, I'd love to hear about World Endurance.
Which carnage clips?
Just everything. Just people fucking themselves off into the wall. Just bikes blowing up.
Jack
like,
Miller.
carnage.
Fuck me.
So
Oh yeah, Suzuka. Yeah.
Jesus.
Have we sat around together since Suzuka?
No,
No.
it would have been well before that.
Yeah.
But in the end, it came down to the last, 30 minutes for the
Yeah.
World Championship?
Yeah.
BMW.
It was hard this year. The track was really, really greasy. Really greasy. When it was hot, it was terrible.
At Paul Ricard.
Yeah, it was really bad. Race day wasn't nice, and the times were. I mean, in qualifying, Etienne Masson set an outright lap record, so he got a 50.9, 50.8. He got under a 51 basically, which is, when you consider that cert bike is a 20. They haven't changed that model since 2017, have they? All right, it's evolved and it'll have
A bit of development,
MotoGP
yeah.
electronics from 3 years ago, but to all intents and purposes, that is, a 8-year-old bike. My massive garbage. So for that, and it's not particularly fast in a straight line, is it? That cert bike.
No.
I mean, not.
They'll let it rip in qualifying, but,
Yeah.
but even letting it rip, it's not the quickest thing out
No,
there.
and at Paul Ricard, they generally just have to tone things down a little bit because that back straight is so long.
That onboard
They
video
just-
you sent was mental. Like, I was actually bored watching it. It's
Now back straight.
It was just flat out for so long. I was
Yeah,
like, is this video on buffering on a loop or something?
Yeah.
Like it was mental.
It's mad. It is mad.
Sorry,
that
I didn't
back
know I was
straight.
bored.
No. It's something else. But the speeds are fucking phenomenal. I clocked 204 mile an hour.
Fuck.
On
a stocker.
On a bike with no forks.
On a bike with no forks, made by some Frenchmen who I don't understand. Yeah. But that's a stock fire
engine. Yeah.
stock
It's the only track on I think probably anywhere in the world where the bikes literally run out of puff.
Yeah. And quite.
So they actually they reach terminal velocity.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's it.
Yeah, and you're there for quite a while. You
That's like
sat in
Northwest
sixth
pace.
for. Yeah. It is.
But
I imagine it's a bit like Northwest, but a calm version because it's not skittering about.
yeah.
So the bikes can probably reach that point in a more smooth way rather than it.
It's also not a
skittering
straight at the Northwest, is it? It just isn't a straight.
No,
Whereas
true.
that's an arrow straight,
Yeah.
smooth,
Yeah, dead
bit.
straight.
It's just a bit.
Do you know what it does? Is it gives you. You've done it, haven't you? As a fourth,
yeah,
man.
I didn't do any
But
racing.
you've experienced that. You think you know what a slipstream is until you go there, and then you experience a proper slipstream where you can feel if there's someone behind you.
It drags you.
You go, "Roar," and you're like, oh bastard, and then you're just waiting for they're going to come from one side, but. Equally, you can tuck straight in behind them and you can watch the revs go, "Roar," and they pick up so quick, and you've got this weird buffeting that you can feel like pulling you from behind. It's bizarre. It's mega. But yeah, it was. It came down to.
Well, going into the final round, there was 4 that could possibly win it. One, there was
Cert could win. Yacht were leading, weren't they? BMW.
And the Kawasaki, the wee bike, Trickstar bike, could have won.
But they were a bit.
They build it as a could win.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Technically, they could have
They
won.
were mathematically within a chance if everyone had.
But in a
Don't
20.
go on Insta.
And I think FCC TSR Honda could, because there was a thing in. I might be wrong on that, but Corentin Perilari said qualifying doesn't matter. So he wasn't bothered where he qualified, and they've had a big shake-up because Mike D'Amelio started the year with them. Then he left, he went to WeBike, didn't they, to the Kawasaki team. So they brought in Harder.
Was it D'Amelio who had that like mad crash and the bike
Broke his ankle.
stood back up again?
Yeah. So that put Kawasaki out straight away. Or not
so that was-
pretty
That
early
was,
on,
that
wasn't
was
it? 2
right
hours
before
in.
I was going out, and I was like, for fuck's sake, and it spewed oil all through turn 1, right where you want to be on the racing line.
He crashed on someone else's
He
oil.
crashed on someone else's oil, and that's an identical crash to that happened in qualifying right in front of me with the Etoile, that stock BMW team, and the bike night rided just on its own. The dude broke his wrist. Horrible out of there because it all unloads on you. So if there's oil down, you ain't got a fucking chance. Yeah. But it was the bike hitting him that broke his ankle. It picked itself back up,
rode over himself,
broke his ankle, and then the bike carried on its own.
That was the first bit of social media carnage that I'd seen.
Yeah,
and then
the pit lane. It was pit lane endurance blew up, like you say, about 2 hours in. They then had that, so they were down to Gamarino and Raymond Ramos to do.
So that was
two-man,
that's
which was like
Kawasaki out of the race or out the championship hunt.
Meanwhile, Cert are doing what Cert do, which is just like
unbelievable.
Shout out to Mr. Linfoot and Greg Black and Etienne Masson, because they are a well-oiled machine, them boys, aren't they?
Well, I started watching it at would have been Aston, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I was just couldn't sleep, so I was like watching it on. I love watching live timing on it. Of endurance racing, I'm absolutely glued to live timing. I can watch it for hours, and I find it like mesmerising and watching. And I was like, right,
it is weird. No, it is weird. I was doing it on the drive home.
And I'm watching, and then I was like, right, okay, so I need to go to sleep because I'm racing tomorrow. And they didn't even have a lap. I think they had like a 48-second lead or something. I woke up 8 hours later. They had like a 52-second lead. I was like, oh my god!
And they got a penalty because one of their guys in the Cert team just touched the seat unit, didn't they?
And literally, it was just
it was just a touch.
But hang on, explain.
So you can only have.
It was after the rider had got back on the bike. There's no mechanics intervention.
Yeah.
Oh, so as soon as you sat on it, boom, they can't push you off or anything.
Bars, isn't it?
I don't know.
It goes wheels, fuel man.
Yes,
doesn't
it?
Yeah, no, but like fuel man's untouched.
So as you pull in, you they'll put the stands on. They can start changing the wheels while you're still on the bike.
Yeah.
So you can take your time getting off. There's a cap over the top of the quick fill, which generally, as the rider, you take that off. You're responsible for that. And then some teams do it differently. Some teams, the rider that gets off gives the next man the cap, or so they don't do it that way. They've got the fueler, and then one of the guys that's changed the wheels or put the nut on, he's got the cap ready. So the rider just has to get ready to go for the bars. So as you get off, they'll be doing the wheels. The lads that are doing the wheels, as soon as they're done, they'll put their hands up, and then someone will say, fuel, and the fueler can go in. At that point, nobody can touch the bike.
Yeah.
When the fuel dump is done, rider jumps on. But I'm pretty sure I've seen the riders be shoved off before.
Yeah, actually,
I don't know, because I'm always on the bike, so I don't know if I get shoved off or
when
not.
I watched that video, it looked just as he rode off, and it touched him.
He touched the seat unit
as he rode off. So, you're right. I have seen people get pushed off, but I'm not sure if it's in a race situation or in a practice situation. But you've got me. I don't know.
I don't know the answer.
But it was literally that
he just touched it.
And do you know what was funny on the video? You can see him look down at the camera. He knew he'd got caught.
Yeah.
And he was like one of them where going, oh no,
fuck's sake! And they did him for a stop and go.
10 seconds.
Yeah. And it's a long old pit lane there as well, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So it was Dan that was on it at the time, wasn't it?
You serve it when you come in though. You don't have to do
You don't have to stop your stint.
You don't have to stop your stint.
I don't know if Dan did. I feel like
no.
Did
You
he
come
not?
in
Did
and
he come
do
in?
Yeah, it's just a penalty that serves when you come in.
I feel like we're missing a very important part of this. You weren't even supposed to be there, and then was this a last minute ride, or was this always planned?
No, it was. It was planned. I just didn't know what was going to happen with my shoulder, so I didn't know whether I was going to ride or not going to ride.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I didn't ride very well when I got there to start off with. Anyway, I wasn't in a particularly good mindset going there.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know really. Do we care? Or are we just talking about
I care.
Well,
I've asked. Fuck you. Answer the question.
Yeah. No, I don't know really. Tuesday was like so I need to say a shout out to No Limits actually, because I haven't ridden since I had my shoulder up, and then No Limits had their 3-hour endurance at Cadwell, and I thought, do you know what? That's a perfect. If it holds up for Cadwell, I'll be all right for the Ball d'Or, because I can't ride any more physical than Cadwell.
Yeah.
So I spoke to the guys at No Limits, and they said, yeah, we'll sort that out. And do you know what? The Mega, if you're in the UK and you want to have a go at endurance racing, you want to experience it, go and do them, because they're brilliant, aren't they?
Are you doing the 12-hour?
Yeah, so they've just released that they're going to do a 12-hour at Anglesey, and they've also put on that there's going to be like a 3 Nations Cup or something. I don't know what it is. They haven't announced it yet, but...
shout out to the Celtic match, by the way. I must bring that up later. Did you see that? The Celtic match. Well, anyway. So they have Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man. Like, they're all Celtic anyway, but they had a race up at East Fortune, and then they have it hosted every year. They've just brought it back. But just the fact that you're saying this nations thing, a lot of people are starting to bring back older traditions. So they think this is class, actually.
I don't know what it's going to be. They haven't sort of gone into it, but I'm a massive supporter. And McGuinness did the one at Donington at the weekend. Spoke to him on Monday, and he said, it's just a good mega little event. Yeah, he said
that Anglesey thing next year now. Then,
yeah.
Do you know how they're going to do it though?
No, and I can't
like 9 till 9 or something.
Because they don't do it quite the same as like EWC. Obviously, the bikes are completely different. They're kitted out with the headlights and the quick foot. It's not done like that. It's you all ride your own bikes, and
you just switch a transponder, don't you?
Not anymore. No, no. They've got your transponder, so
you just pull in, pull out.
Yeah, but then
it's on a time. It's on a time limit.
Yeah, you had to sit in the pit. So when one guy came in, it was like a
40.
It was a certain percentage. Yeah, like 23 seconds from.
It adds to the tactics of it. You know what I mean?
It's good.
Well, I suppose it makes sense. Because otherwise, you'd just have people doing the absolute sprint laps, wouldn't you? Yeah. If you could just go out and go.
Yeah.
Banzai.
Yeah.
And then pull in the next one goes.
I'd love
to
making
it safer.
Just like 20 laps each. Bang,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd love to build a proper endurance bike to do that with next year. A bit of a plan is that I would like to build a proper endurance bike with headlights that I know aren't going to be needed, but just because I'd like to do it, because I'd like the option to maybe do the Barcelona race next year,
the
which
24
is 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether I can make it happen. I've got 0 sponsors this year. I've just done everything. I haven't done a lot.
Ring Robbie. He loves you, man. Robbie loves you.
So yeah, I did that, and I thought, do you know what? My shoulder held up. I'll be all right. But then I'm the world's worst for kicking myself up and down the road, and I just got to the Ball d'Or, and I've just thought, somebody who I think a lot of made a comment which wounded me, and we were talking about where it all started, and I said I started racing with Scott Redding, Danny Kent, Dan Linfoot, and Luke Mossey.
I've never heard any of them. Only
and from all amongst a big group of other lads, and they're the only lads that are still going, and myself. And he went, yeah, look what they've done, and you're shit. And I sat there and I thought, I know he's kind of joking, but that's the first thing that's come to his head. And I don't know, it just wounded me. And then I've sort of doubted myself and thought, he's right, really. I don't know why the fuck I am bothering doing this, to be honest with you. So I sort of got there a little bit, kicked in the bollocks, and then Tuesday was okay. The bike was pretty difficult to ride. Really unstable for me, but for my teammates wasn't too bad. Wednesday, I had a shocker of a qualifying, just wrong tactics, decided to come in and change a tyre, and then when I went back out, just couldn't get a clear lap, and my lap time was dog shit. And I just said to the boys, I said, just fuck me off after this. I said, just let the 4th man go, because he's gone quicker than me. I said, it's just, my head's up my hole. And then Friday morning, do you know what? If any wives of racers are listening to this, don't ever underestimate the power of your words to your husband, because loads of people said, you know, pull your head out your ass, enjoy where you are, enjoy what you're doing. You know, you're getting to do, you work so hard to come back from your injury, and you sit there and yeah. When it's delivered to you by your missus, it hits differently. And Zoe rung me. She said, you need to pull your fucking head out of your ass. And I'm like feeling a bit down in the dumps, thinking, you know, she's going to, I don't know what I thought she was going to say, but fuck me, she was brutal. And she's like, you know, I fucking watched you go through all that, and we haven't dealt with you being a miserable bastard at home just for you to go down there and moan about that. Pull your head out of your ass and enjoy where you are. You deserve to be there. You're good enough to be there. You fucking, you know, the team wouldn't have you back if they thought you were shit, would they? She just fucking fed me a portion. I was like, all right, love, yeah, fucking hell. So, class. Genuinely, wives, if you...
Shout out Zoe.
If you ever think it and you don't say it, because it carries a lot of weight. It does work.
That could be a dangerous precedent to set with my fiance. so maybe if Anna is listening, don't do very much underestimate your words, please.
But anyway, I went out and I went a second and a half quicker, and I did a 57.2 or something. I'm confident if I'd had a few more laps and just sort of settled in a bit sooner, I'd been in 56s, which is pretty good going around there on a
bike with one fork leg.
A bike with no forks, as you say, Christian.
It's an experimental bike, isn't
it? Hey, Ludo, my teammate, did a 54.6 on it. And I had a look at what you did in 2022 on a cert bike.
Oh, this is dangerous.
And you did a 54.2, I think. So not taking anything away from you, but giving credit where credit's due to that bike, for it to do 54s with the right jockey on it, like that's... Yeah, but it's got a stock engine in it as well.
Down that straight, yeah.
So there's some fucking capabilities in that bike. But anyway, we had a mechanical, and...
What was the mechanical, can you say or not?
No. It was just one of them things. Anyway, I would rather, leading back to what I think the listeners actually want to hear, I would rather that we shit out 5 hours in, which is what we had, than get 23 and a half hours in.
Because, I was just going to say you had the better deal, really, by the sounds of it.
Because especially, you know, that team budget's a big thing. Yeah. So we already knew that, like, the tyre budget is going to be massive. And I had someone who said to me, oh, you know, how much would it be for us to go and do EWC? And I said, if you want to do a 24-hour, I would need to tell you to start at 30 grand and then work upwards from there. And that's not getting all your inventory of parts together. That is...
Just to run.
Bare minimum
to run, not even competitively, you're going to need 30 grand. So, yeah. You know, for our team, knowing it was going to be tight with tyres, if we'd have done 15 or 20 hours and then that had happened, it's just, you may as well just set fire to it before you start.
Yeah.
But, yeah, going back to the main event, it was Yacht sat in fourth. They sat in third.
Yeah,
No, fifth. They were in fifth because
Why did they end up going back? 'Cause I missed that bit.
I don't know. I was asleep or drunk. I don't know because we just immediately went and drank beer.
But Cert were just out the front doing their thing, weren't they?
They were just ticking away. BMW just kept them honest, but they only had to finish second or third,
Yeah,
did they?
were happy in where they were, weren't they, to win the championship?
And in a 24-hour race, they get awarded points every 6 hours. So
Right.
you're placing after 6 hours, each 6-hour interval.
So theoretically, even if you retired in the last hour, you could technically have still won because you could have
Yeah.
gained enough.
Yeah.
You still get a lot of points.
yeah.
You get extra. You get
like stuff
extra
like that.
points at the end. It's worth more for the 24th.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Correct, yeah.
But like if they'd gone out and then BMW had gone out. Well, anyway, I'm spoiling it.
So Honda went out, didn't they? Honda went out. The FCC TSR team went out quite early. Kawasaki were out early. Yacht were just ticking away, but didn't have the outright speed, but were just ticking away. And that Yamaha in the past has been...
well, I know when I
There
went,
was our one
all the
engine, a bit
Yamahas
fragile.
were desperate to have the chicane put in the back straight.
Yeah.
Oh, because they didn't like being full gas for so long.
Cutting the bullshit, generally, you can guarantee that the Yamahas are going to grenade themselves.
At that circuit.
Yeah, because it's just brutal. It's brutal on them, and they grenade themselves. But BMWs aren't really known for their reliability, are they? You know, I'm not tied to a manufacturer, so as you always say, Dominic, we're pirate radio, so we can
Pirate
say
radio,
what can't we? But you know, I'm not expecting a big deal with BMW anytime soon. But they've got a few fragility issues, haven't they?
But to have the rug, so BMW are basically going to win the championship
Yeah, they were in second.
within the last. It was half an hour on it, right? A burger on the bike.
No, so 23 hours and 50 minutes and 30 minutes in, the Auto Ube BMW, which is like the factory satellite team.
Have they done the whole series, by the way?
No, so they did Suzuka.
So that's got the Uramoto, Baz.
And
They were well fast, whoever they were.
there was, yeah. Well, Davey rode for him at Suzuka. That's who Davey Todd rode for
Right.
at
Oh,
Suzuka.
yeah.
Who else did they have?
It was Baz and Uramoto. Todd didn't.
No, but there wasn't two of them at the Baldor.
Don't know who
There was
the
three
third
of them.
one
I can't. Anyway, they were in. I think they were in third
was
or
it
fourth.
Mikado or someone like that?
It was Mikado because he fucking drilled me and nearly took me out during the race. But he gave me a wave, and I thought, I'll forgive you, Argentina.
That's fine.
Yeah, fucking hell, he did drill me into next week as well.
Argentina.
Yeah. They went pop with about half an hour to go, and I was driving home, and I remember saying to my dad, I would be shitting myself if I was on that factory BMW now, because the Superstock bike's gone pop in the night. The satellite bike's just gone pop. If you're riding the Superbike, you'd be going, I'm pretty sure all these engines are made in the same place. And then with 28 minutes to go,
Just outside of pit lane
it looks
as well.
like it dropped a valve or something, didn't it?
This is the
And
beauty.
and Reiterberger was on it. And they'd
Seen the footage of it cruising down the pit lane with smoke pouring out of it. Like,
I felt bad for Gintoli. I felt bad for them all, but I felt really bad for Sylvan because he'd said that was going to be his dedication to
His boy,
Luca, to the passing of his
that,
son,
yeah.
you know. And I know they'd sort of got a few celebrations lined up for that, and the world don't make sense at that point, does it? You just
so
think,
if you lose an engine, you can get it into pit lane. Could you theoretically put another?
you can rebuild
Put a dongle in
you
it.
can rebuild the full engine. What you can't do is change the casings.
You can't change the motor then.
So a few years ago, a lad I know built an engine and he didn't put the O-ring in the sump, the oil pickup. You know, the little pipe that sits into the sump. There should be an O-ring to allow it to suck the oil up into the crank, and he didn't put the O-ring in, and it ran dry. And they rebuilt the whole engine, honed the cylinders, the job lot. It took them 9 hours, but they had to keep the original crankcases, and they rebuilt it and they finished the race. So you can't change the frame, and you can't change which I don't know how that works for us at Metis because we ain't got a frame. So you can't change the frame and you can't change the crankcases. But I mean, the thing had shit itself. So what that did
the
was
whole team were just
it
lost the
handed it
plot,
to Yamaha
chucking lids and
with half an hour to go, just under half an hour to go.
And what happened to? So what? How did that change the circumstances for Cert then?
It didn't matter.
BMW would have won the championship.
But so Cert weren't close enough.
Not with BMW in second place. If Yacht finished second overall, then If they'd have finished third,
then
Cert would have won the championship. They lost the championship by 1 point. So
that's crap, isn't it?
Which, going back to your point, a 24-hour race, and at the end of it, that you end up 1 point. I mean,
and they qualified on race. It's 2 24-hour races. And
they qualified on pole, didn't they?
Yeah.
Did Cert, so they got the maximum points as well. So they couldn't have done
any more
than what they did.
They had a perfect weekend.
Yeah.
In all fairness, Dan was at Whittam's track day on Tuesday at Croft.
Oh, he's doing 2s up, isn't he?
Yeah, and he had a Suzuki there, proper tricked out with handlebars on the tank and everything, doing pillion laps. Been trying to get it off the ground for a while. I think Greg Black does it in France, but it's, for whatever reason, insurance has been difficult to do over here. What a weapon.
So my
unbelievable. And he didn't look too sad, even though he just lost the world. You couldn't tell.
My friend and sponsor was there, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Dan was there on the thing." He said, and I went on him, and then he went faster than I went on my own. I was like, would have kept that to myself if I were you.
Oh no, he was. I got a shock at
he was flying around.
Yeah, proper. And he said he's done it in France before, and like the passengers have got the knee down.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? Honest to God, it was.
I seen an onboard.
The coolest thing I've ever seen.
I'd seen him do he'd got an onboard with, who's onboard did I see? I think it was Zoe Takes.
Yeah, from the
OMG.
Yeah, yeah. She was there. Yeah.
And the helmet cam. I was just thinking, that's in all the years I've known Dan. That's just Dan to it. He was chasing the bloke in front of him, and you're like, Dan, you've got someone on the back. You don't need to be competitive. He can't help himself.
It was really good, and I think a really good. I think it was a trial for them.
Yeah, he's been hoping. He's been trying to roll it out for a bit, but there's been a few insurance issues. But yeah, now that
I don't understand why, because it looks so safe. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm sure taking someone on the back, if you're someone like Dan, is safer than letting a lunatic out on a bike on their own. Like, I think that's the safest thing you could do.
Thing is, can you imagine Dan chasing someone and high-siding himself out Sunny out, and two of them ended up on the road?
Yeah, but
and he just happens to have someone who's got a law degree on the back. That's how insurance companies look at it, don't they?
I get that. But I think they've
it is, isn't it?
What they've done with the bike and stuff to set it up. He actually said the grip is unbelievable
because you just got the weight on it.
They've sprung it all properly in that, and it was honestly. I hope it takes off because it was brilliant. And you can do it in cars, and to get that experience on the bike was unreal. And I'm hoping that it'll grow for him because I think it was a class idea.
Yeah, he does lots of it in France with Greg, like you said. So I think that's where he brought it from, and I think he's
trying to get it going.
Yeah.
So yeah, best of luck to him because it's a mint idea, and not a wild load of money. I think you're talking about £100 for 4 laps or something.
For the ride of your life.
Listen, you can spend
Amsterdam.
You can spend £100 on a lot less.
What? So our half very own will claim him. Jason Halloran is now a world endurance champion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Sorry, Jason. I should have jumped on that sooner if you're listening. But yeah, there. So made up for him because that's not been an easy year for Yat either. He had a big crash at Spa. Fucking hell, sent him to the moon and back. So yeah, I thought that was good. Like it's not. I like a good story. It's nice for
definitely. He's been fighting for championships for long enough. Hasn't he? And
fucking deserves it.
Play,
a little bit like Dan, sort of close,
it's kind of similar to the Dan story, isn't it? That
didn't quite get it. And,
well, he did.
Dan did, but yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah, Jason's done all them years.
He'll have finished the year before thinking, well, fucking hell.
Yeah.
He's gone to World Endurance, he's a world champion now, isn't he? So he got a better dream than what he thought he was going to get. So,
on the topic of world champions, should we talk about Big Red Ducati?
Oh, yes.
Pretty cool to see. He was very emotional there.
The
Motegi at the weekend.
Yeah, I saw a video of him talking about someone interviewed him and spoke about his granddad, and that got him really emotional as well.
Yeah, just
Marc Marquez we're talking about.
Yes, spoiler alert. I was actually shocked at how emotional he was. I mean, for someone who's won so many world titles, and it obviously meant a lot, and actually just reminded you of the injuries that the guy's been through and stuff. And I know we'll look at him and think he's an alien, which he is. But
have you watched the documentary?
I was just about to say, if you watched the documentary,
I bang on about this documentary every time.
Very emotional in the documentary.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've not watched it. I will watch it.
It's on Amazon.
Call yourself a bike fan.
I'm too busy working, mate. Unlike you rock
Scrolling
star.
on Burton's.
We can tell. Although I had a pair of those trousers when I went to primary school. Do you have them pumps as well? You have to wear for PE.
Can I just point something out? Free.
Mate, I don't buy clothes.
Tightest.
Well, if you're going to pay
Marks
for
and
clothes, you should get nicer ones.
I said fuck all, but let's check in. You know what I mean?
Watch the Marquez documentary.
Yeah, I will.
Because it is.
I actually will.
Like you say, he's. It made me like him more. Like it made me. You see the human side. You know, where you get sick of the same person winning, you think, I'm fucking bored of him winning. Like, I want to see a bit.
Yeah.
It makes you like, because you feel like you get a look into him. Like, he's a proper close to his family as well, isn't he? You know,
Yeah, they're
a real tight.
Real close family. It's funny because I got someone came in, some little girl was doing little interviews and she said, "Oh, today," and then one of the questions.
Paul Fellow's daughter.
Is that
Yeah,
her?
she
Yeah,
came
no,
around
she-
there.
yeah,
doing
she-
a
And
great job.
one of the questions was Marquez or Rossi, and I was like, "Oh, Marquez."
Was it?
And she said, "You're the first person to say that." I'm like, "Really?" Because I think he's. The stats say Marquez is better.
Yeah, probably, but you're boring.
He's not Pecco. He's not Pecco, though, is
He's
he?
not Pecco. Oh, I'm so glad to see Pecco back.
Yeah.
Even me, the most avid of Pecco supporters, was starting to question.
Pecco.
What do you think that is?
I
What do you
have
think that
not
is?
got a
Do you think
clue.
that's right? Well, I can't win the championship now. It actually doesn't matter. I
Nah,
don't care where
like-
I am.
So, me and my dad were having this conversation the other day. So, he's gone on this run lately of being terrible. And I say terrible, he's a second off first, but a second off first is last in MotoGP.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how close everyone is.
Didn't he qualify like third to last in Barcelona?
It
Or
was
something terrible.
Yeah,
like
so I can't remember. It was that new track. Was it Hungary? Balaton Park, wasn't it? He was terrible there.
Balaton. Oh yeah, Hungary.
Park,
Yeah.
Hungary. But yeah, like, so supposedly the new bike is quite hard to ride, which again shows even just how fantastic Mark is, because he's ridden everything and he's amazing on it. But even if you're struggling, you don't. Someone of his caliber, Pecco's caliber, you don't go from doing what you've been doing to being like at the back and getting beaten by 2-3 other GP25s and some other GP24s. I just don't get it. And I've always loved him because he's so headstrong. And then I was like, oh my God, like the thing that I love about this guy is completely gone. Like it is, he's done.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I thought Mark's actually proper got to him and he's completely done. And then I don't know what happened at Twin Ring Motegi, but he was back.
Yeah.
I was so
Well,
happy.
his bike smoke. I didn't actually get to
Bike
see
was
the
smoking.
race.
Yeah, I don't know
but
what it was.
It didn't blow up then. It kept
No,
going.
and they didn't black flag
It
him
got
either.
worse though.
How long did he let that run for? As in, I didn't see it the race.
I didn't know.
No, it was halfway through. Honestly,
it?
it was halfway through.
That's a big call from race direction to
Yeah,
allow that to run.
Because straight away they were like waiting for the meatball flag. Like straight away they were like,
The meatball
this is-
flag.
That's what the commentator. I would like to take credit for that, but it's. I think that was Neil Hodgson's line. That, you know what I mean? It's like waiting for the meatball flag. So it's like,
class.
but no, it was a hell of a distance. It was definitely close to halfway. I know that much. It wasn't like the last remaining few laps. It was.
I don't know how you
time.
make that decision to not.
It was intermittent, wasn't it? So it wasn't obviously.
It was a
Was
week.
something rubbing?
No, it wasn't rubbing. It was coming out the exhaust. But
Definitely
it was such a
coming
weak.
out of
It was.
the
It was like
exhaust.
a weak valve, like a return spring gone in or something. Like, you know, when it's just smoking off.
I would say that the Ducati engineers were in contact with race direction,
Do not
telling
pull
them,
this off.
telling them it was something that's okay.
Holding
shall
their
we
arms
say.
behind
Yeah.
the back.
Do not press the
Will
meatball
not press.
flag.
I guess the other like big news of MotoGP is what's coming next. So there's such a lot of people moving around. I guess one of the most exciting things that's going to happen in MotoGP is Top Rack.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Like it's going to be unreal. I'm generally like delighted to see it happen.
I stand by what I said though. I think when we talked about it last time, I'll be surprised if he gets a podium next year. I think
he
you
won't
said
get a
you think
podium.
he'll.
Year one, he'll get at least a podium, and I genuinely think he'll finish top 5 in the series.
Right, can
I'm
someone
kind
write
of-
this
I'm
down?
on
Someone
the-
put
I'm
money
on
in
the
the
same
pot?
wave.
No, it's
wavelength for that,
consistent.
yeah.
No,
And
fair
that's
play to him.
massive. 'cause
And
that field is stacked.
well, it's not just the field of riders, because I think if you look across World Championship in general, the field of riders is unbelievable. They're obviously there for a reason, but the setup of MotoGP is stacked in such a way that it's impossible to have like scenarios like in World Superbike where he's just gone. Like, that'll never happen. Like even Marquez is not gone. Do you know what I mean? I know he's been at the front and doing well, but I don't expect that, but I expect him to perform.
Are they doing the tyre change? They're going Pirelli, aren't they? Is that right?
27, isn't
Yeah,
it?
following year, 27.
So he has to go on the Michelin's, which everyone else has been running all this time.
Yeah.
But
And the other big thing, I think, from MotoGP is how good the Hondas have gone in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Like, it's so nice to see them back. The pair of them, Mir obviously got the podium at the weekend.
Are they re-signed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mir and Marini are back for another year.
what about the Yamaha? Because they've brought out the V4, haven't they?
Yeah.
That was at the last couple of rounds. Obviously, Miller and Quartararo. Is that actually pulled up any curbs?
Augusto Fernandez raced it at San Marino. San Marino?
Yeah.
It actually wasn't that far off the pace. It was pretty good, wasn't it? But then in the race, it kind of really tailed off.
But I'm not being funny, like, he's not at the same level as what, like, Quartararo is. So it's not a true reflection of the bike's pace right now, is it?
Quartararo did quite a scolding sort of interview about it afterwards. I was really surprised, and he was like, it's no faster.
Really?
He said it's a copy and paste of the aerodynamics, something else. Whereas like Miller was like, yeah, it's pretty good, and whoever
Give me
else
another
was
contract for another 2 years.
But Quartararo is quite funny because he keeps doing that whole like, if you don't give me another better bike, I'm gonna go. And then they keep not bringing him another bike. He says, then next week he goes, if you don't give me a better bike, I'm gonna go next week. He does it in French. If you don't give me a better bike, I'm gonna go.
Sorry to every single French viewer, and there's definitely a few of them because we met some a couple of weeks ago. We did meet some.
You met some what?
Some French fans. When we're asking, there's so many. Sorry, mate. There's so many.
Assen's in Holland, mate.
I know that, you ball bag. But there was so
That's
many...
why they didn't sound like me, because I was doing a French accent and you're talking about the Dutch.
You're the dumbest smart guy that we know. So intelligent.
Can I tell you a story about Assen? Did you tell you about my fan?
We need to talk about your Assen.
Oh, yes, I did. This is actually really funny. But we'll get onto that in a sec.
Yeah.
We'll finish this. Controversial. Moto E.
Ta-da.
Well, it's going, but it's an open-ended going.
They're going into a hiatus, aren't they, Josh?
I was up a tree and I caught this far too late.
These aren't actually my words.
Are they not?
No.
Ah, right, okay. Well,
I was really
Josh
impressed with that. Like on the group chat,
no,
I thought the amount of effort he's
AI.
put in to writing all that.
No,
you were
it's-
impressed.
it's
I couldn't
AI.
understand it.
No, I'm not saying I couldn't. Like, no, the fact that it went, I went, fucking hell, he's not working today. You know what I mean? I thought, like,
Honestly, AI is the most dangerous, but also the coolest thing in the world. But it is dangerous. Anyway, that's where it came from. So it's not my words.
Right, okay.
But
fair enough.
but it means there's going to be like a gap.
Did you have to Google it?
Yeah,
I feel like you're not telling the viewers and the listeners.
Well, we had a
to,
bit
like,
of a pre-pod.
I sent the notes out in the group
Josh
chat,
sent the
and he
notes out.
starts taking the piss out
And
of
I'm reading
everything
through
that's
it,
in
and
there.
I was like, what the fuck's a hiatus?
And obviously, Christian always stays out of these things, and he doesn't put his 2 pence in at all. He was straight on
Josh replied with, it means gap, Joe. I was like, well, use the word fucking gap then, because it's only one syllable. It's easier than hiatus. So I'll just say gap, because everybody understands what a gap is. And then Christian,
really nasty
and then-
there and say like,
and then
you
Christian-
do understand what a gap is. Gap to the front.
and then, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And then Christian said, who's having a hiatus? So I just said,
'cause
don't
it
pretend
says-
you know what one means.
It
No.
sounds like a posh poo, doesn't it?
I asked that because I have a rule. If the message is so long I have to scroll, I don't read it.
I'm saying it.
So I had to scroll. So I thought, instead of reading it, I'm going to ask someone who's having a hiatus. But it wasn't. It was Moto-E.
Motorway.
Motorway.
What do you think?
Well, I'm not against electric power in general. I do think it is the future, and at some point it's going to...
Well, you got rid of your electric van.
I was just about to say, it's only because it's a tax dodge.
It wasn't mine. It wasn't mine.
I can get one as a company car, so I really like them.
I'm actually
I don't like them. I don't like them. I think it's completely.
I think the mint to drive generally.
soulless.
They're generally mint to drive. I've never ridden other than like the paddock scooter.
No, I mean
I've never rid-
like a bike racing.
Yeah.
It's like watching the TV on mute.
Yeah, but
I get that.
It will evolve.
For me.
I do get it. But right now, like, it will evolve, won't it?
I might buy an electric bike. Genuinely. Motocross bike.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
because you're a landowner now. Doesn't want to upset the neighbours in the following estates.
I can.
I don't have neighbours. I own the neighbours.
The Lord Hexham is his neighbour.
No, but I genuinely might buy one, so I'm not against electric
No,
bikes because
on-
they serve a very good purpose.
For a motocross bike in your field where you don't want to piss the neighbours off and you want to ride at 7 o'clock on a Wednesday evening in summer,
Mega.
fair enough. But as a spectacle,
Yeah, but you have to look at the reason it's there to start the path of what it could be in the future. And whilst, yeah, it's boring, it doesn't sound very good, they're heavy, they're not.
they can't do particularly many laps, can they?
No, but in the future, if there's no fuel, for example, and I know there's lots of arguments, there always will be, but in the said, the only thing you can race is electric because that's all we can do, you'd still want to do, wouldn't you?
Hopefully they put like a speaker in it and just make, I don't know.
I'm
Starship
sure it'll
Enterprise
evolve. And
noises or
if you
something.
looked at what superbikes were when they first came out to what they are now, it's horrendously different, isn't it? And I think the reason I actually want to talk about it is what's rumoured to replace it.
I was just going to say.
It's very cool. Bagger Championship.
Not cool.
Think of all your money you could put in yours. You'd be riding around with your win bonuses.
Do you know what? In America, so we get a bit... I'm good friends with Brad Smith, who's racing the baggers in America. And I've always slated him for ages. And in the background, he was doing all this testing for baggers. I didn't have any clue. And in our group chat, I'm absolutely going like, oh, they're absolutely wank. Like, who would race one of them? Blah, blah, like giving off big time. And then there was the announcement.
Harley
Right to
Davidson.
Harley Davidson. I was like, they're still shit. I totally stood by it.
I like them. I think they're
so
cool.
There's about 8 of them on the grid, and 10 in America, I think, something like that. It's not a big grid, and they've been trying to bring it to Europe anyway. I know Zaus was doing a load of stuff trying to bring bagger European bagger league.
McWilliams is in it, isn't he, as well?
Was
What,
Is he
he's
not-
he's
ah,
doing
he's
some
that-
hooligan or something now.
He's
different.
yeah, they've brought out another shit class.
He's on Keanu Reeves's. What's it called?
It's got a weird name, I can't remember it, but yeah, it's cool.
he's not on
looking
the back.
thing.
Yeah, sorry, you're right.
Arch.
Arch, yeah.
I just think they're rubbish.
Not interested by them.
No.
They're about the same speed as a super sport bike,
yeah.
aren't
They're
they?
flying.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Didn't know that.
yeah. They did a side by side at one of the AMA rounds. They did a not in on the same bit of track, but they did like the fastest lap from Super Sport.
Yeah.
and played it on a split screen, and there was next to fuck all in it, wasn't there?
Yeah, but that's pretty impressive because the thing is huge and it's like, honestly, must be like steering the Poseidon.
Well, I spoke to Brad after he had that crash because I didn't realise he'd hurt himself, and
They got run over by one.
And he said I was all right until it hit me. He said, but the big Bertha, when them things roll over you, it broke his ribs, didn't it? Did his ribs and did fracture a pelvis. Made a fucking mess of him anyway.
We've spoke about it before, but they're a fortune. Right?
Yeah, like
They are
Yeah.
double what a superbike is. They're ridiculous, which is why there's so few of them on the grid, because the only ones are like the official Indians,
yeah.
the official Harleys, and a few proper rich guys that are so far back you don't even know they're racing.
Yeah.
So it's not racing that's achievable for other people, or do you know what I mean? It's not accessible racing. It's bikes that aren't designed to go fast, going far faster than they ever should be.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Which is cool until you get run over by one because they weigh so much, so it's ridiculously dangerous.
I get what you're saying, and I get all of that. However, the sort of principle behind it and the reason why, ultimately, it's going to sound awful, but it's big and American
brash.
But
Big,
that's
bold,
what people
yeah.
buy in America, and that's what they have. And you know, in the UK and in Europe, people buy adventure bikes and stuff, and they buy them sorts of things. So the spectacle of having like an adventure bike class, for example,
They
or
had
something
that.
similar.
They had that at Paul Ricard.
Yes,
They have the adventure and it's like I don't say
yeah, like 1200
GS. Yeah.
and Africa Twins,
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. And I just think that's cool.
But how do you think that's going to transfer to being a support race at MotoGP? Do you think people will yip it up because it's not because of the novelty, or do you think they'll be bored because
There's-
it's not?
there's
It's
a
a cheap
bigger-
bike in comparison to what everyone else is running in that paddock.
There's a bigger thing at play here, and that is the whole Liberty Media takeover.
Well, I was just going to say
100%,
that. Yeah.
And there's been a lot of talk about, even within the MotoGP riders, they've started to speak up a little bit about what's expected of them and going forward, and the potential it's going to go to more of a Formula One style thing.
So it's worth saying.
Even potentially smaller grids, maybe even binning off Moto 2 and Moto 3 or something like that, and just having a...
So it's worth saying that Liberty Media, for those people that don't know, they own F1. They're an American company, and they have bought 2 years ago. They bought MotoGP, didn't they?
The board Dawn.
Dorna, sorry.
Dorna.
Which is actually way more than MotoGP.
Yeah,
when you think about it.
But as a championship, they bought MotoGP, which then means they're going to try and run it as they run F1 and that commercial.
I guess their big overriding thing is profits, not the spirit of motorbikes.
No, yes and no. Ultimately, the biggest thing with Liberty Media, and I used to work for them, so I 100% can confirm, they won't see it as a sport, they see it as an entertainment business, which is actually, like, let's be positive about it, can only be a good thing for the sport. Yes, it'll fundamentally evolve, but if it didn't, it would die anyway.
Isn't all sport entertainment business?
Yeah, but I don't think motorsports has been generally viewed, because of danger, because of the tradition of motorsport, which has generally been like a wealthy person's hobby, right?
You are so
Mr. Corporate.
I bet he puts on the end of his emails he, them, or whatever.
Pronouns.
Oh my God.
But you know what I mean? Honestly think that it generally hasn't been considered that way before, has it? Like, that's fair. It's fair to say that. And I get there'll be negatives, and like from a rider's perspective, it'll change massively, but it'll be a good thing ultimately for MotoGP and World Superbikes as well. I'd love to see a World Superbike and MotoGP at the same event. Wouldn't I think that'd be class? Because I think people sort of downplay the two, like play one off against the other. And
it'd be a bit like saying I'd like to see World Touring Cars and F1 at the same thing.
Yeah,
which I don't think.
So.
The hard thing we've got with bikes is the difference between a MotoGP and a World Superbike or Superbike. If you compare F1 to touring cars, and put them on a track, there is literally nothing.
They've got 4 wheels,
and they'll go around probably 40 seconds a lap different.
Yeah.
Whereas a MotoGP and a Superbike, it's 2 seconds, and you can't even tell. That's not tangible to the visible eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and actually, you know, them being separate probably elevates them when you think about it.
You're backtracking.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm just thinking out loud.
You can.
Probably why you don't work for them anymore. Shit ideas.
Saying nothing. But
I've given you enough stick, Josh.
it is
but it is interesting that basically they're replacing MotoE, which is a forward-thinking, shall we say, electric championship with
eco-friendly. Let's put a load of gas-guzzling
baggers out.
V-twins.
It's interesting.
A load of noise.
I like it.
You think about like.
I like it.
I like it. F1, right?
I don't like it.
Appeals now. Since Liberty Media took over F1, it appeals to so many more people than it used to.
But that's only because of Drive to Survive. I don't think the racing's changed.
Yeah.
I don't think that the politics has changed.
100%.
The only thing that has
Drive to Survive
has made it an accessible behind-the-scenes viewing and entertainment show
but
for people who have my cousin is a prime example. She is not interested really in motorsport, but she watched Drive to Survive. Now she wants to be a technician, and she said to me, "Can you get me work experience in a bike team? I just want to come and I just want to be a part of that."
Do you know
it? Just from that,
so Drive to Survive was specifically designed to do exactly that. And the reason that
golf's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the reason that it's powerful. Why Liberty Media have MotoGP? It's powerful if they can do that with it, because it brings a much bigger audience and brings more money into the sport for riders, for everyone. Like footballers get paid way more money because the sport's worth a fortune. The more people, the more money it's worth, the better. There's obviously negatives, but ultimately it's a positive thing.
I remember me and Grace spoke about this ages ago. By the way, Grace is in the corner here, always keeping an eye on us. So Box to Box Film, who do the Drive to Survive, so that's the company that obviously produce it, they've done that for the TT. Do you reckon what could be the negatives of that, and what are the positives of that going to the TT? Obviously the positives of what you've just racked off as far as the popularity, do you reckon?
I think the negatives for the TT is it makes it really commercialised, which I think the part, in my opinion, part of the draw of the TT is it's accessible. You can get anywhere, you can feel like you're part of that event, and all you have to do is get yourself to the island and be part of the event. I think the risk with it is that it goes to, oh no, sorry, you haven't got a pass that gets you into there. That's £160 for a 2-day pass to do that. And I don't think, have you got a corporate pass? Have you got, and it turns into corporate bullshit.
I think I get what you're saying. I'm not sure that it would stop accessibility, but what it will do is it'll push people lower down the grid out, because it'll just become more premium and it'll become more of
Which is exactly what we're saying is going to happen in MotoGP. It'll literally
shove
become
the law in.
it'll become the 15 or 18 riders, and nobody else will exist. Which is why I said about Moto2 and Moto3. I'm sure they'll still be there, or classes will be there, but you never see about Formula 2 or the Carrera Cup or whatever, do you? It's literally F1, and that is it. But it is interesting about the Drive to Survive type thing, because I think the big thing with motorsport is programs like that humanize.
Yeah.
Because in all the other sports, you see the faces. So a lot of fans that go and watch might even just walk past not their idol. That you'd have to be a half a fan for that. But like, don't really know what the riders look like.
Because they know their helmet. They're looking for
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas if you do a program like Drive to Survive, that's really humanised, and that's made people. I think that programs like that have made people want to support a certain driver because of their personality traits.
It goes back to the Marquez thing, the Marquez documentary, where it changed my opinion of him, because you go, oh, that's what they're like.
But in every other sport, you see the faces, you see the anguish and the what they put in, and within a helmet, nobody gets to see that.
No.
So it needs something to be shown.
There was literally a thing, and I can't remember the exact terms of it now, but there was a thing for Drive to Survive, which was they put fans into 4 categories. And it was like out and out diehard enthusiasts, like then social fans who were sort of like watched it but didn't really understand it, and then people who just like talked about the results in the pub, and then people had proper names for these groups. I can't remember what they are now. And then there was like people who had nothing to do with it, and the whole like strategy was to move people up a block and grow in the pots as well. And it's put it this way, I think it's the only bit of marketing that I've ever seen in the world that has actually done exactly what it set out to do.
I think as well with it, like you say, it's given a face to those people, but also F1 is notoriously robotic, isn't it? The racing isn't what it used to be in the Schumacher days. That's when I don't watch F1 because I find it boring, because it's all a strategy. But back in the day, it was just a fucking free-for-all, wasn't it? And it was good racing. It was different. But now, even when you see them having an interview, they've got someone with them telling them what they can and can't say. And what Drive to Survive has done is it's gone past that, and you actually see that they are characters. Lando Norris is a bit of a lad,
I think they purposely showed a lot of the expletives and a lot of the fight, because that's
what you want to see.
You
want
don't
to see
see
Gunther
normally.
Steiner shouting and bawling and throwing fucking things. And
Totally forgot to talk about that. He's buying a MotoGP team.
Is he buying it?
And do you know that he's Italian, not German? I always thought he was German.
I thought he was Austrian.
I thought he was Austrian.
No, he's Italian. That's first language is German. Yeah.
His name's Gunther Steiner.
Yeah, but he's Italian.
Right, okay.
I think you've been done by AI.
No, that wasn't AI. It was. I've been reading his book.
All right, you probably could put your
I
phone
think he
down.
was lying.
He's buying Tech 3 then?
I think, or has. No, I think it's done.
It's a conglomerate, isn't it, or whatever you call it?
Consortium.
That's it.
Consortium, darling.
What's a conglomerate?
Like a big multinational.
What's a consortium?
A group of people with money.
I know what one of them is. Yeah. I've got one with a racehorse. I don't really. Couldn't afford the fucking shoes.
You've got a consortium of
houses.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you just confirming my facts here?
Yeah, he's Italian.
Because Wikipedia is always accurate, but fine.
Just click edit and just change it back to Austrian.
Yeah, but that's cool.
So yeah, it's good.
That is cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, again, so there's like another big character. And actually, you could argue, people will go, what does he know about motorbike racing? Probably not a lot, but
Doesn't need to. He's got the right team.
Exactly. Well,
he'll have the right team.
But also a good manager,
Wasn't Hamilton? He keeps getting rumoured about buying a MotoGP
I think he's
team
just
as well.
one of those people who just has so much money that he's a threat to have anything. Like, you could buy a football team, or certainly could get involved with buying a football team. It's like one of those people. Like, there was always a rumour about Tom Cruise having a Moto2 team, if you remember, like quite a few years ago. I think those...
Remember Paris Hilton had a Moto3 team?
You sponsored, in fact, with Vinales. Yeah. Can you not remember that?
Bright pink, wasn't it?
And then there was the Edgar Davids, the footballer, he had one.
Did he?
Was it Edgar Davids?
Why are you looking at me? I don't
What's he was a Dutch fellow that wore sunglasses all the time.
Edgar
I think he had
Davids,
bad eyes.
No idea.
Yeah, he had a team. Or
Did
or had some part in a team.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Michael Jordan had his one in AMA, didn't he?
Yeah, like ultimately it's a cool thing for the sport if it brings some of these characters and stuff in. Like, Money makes the sport go round.
But again, just going back to the Formula 1 thing, that's what they're doing a lot in F1. They have the grid walks are absolutely rammed with who's who.
Well, there's a team of people specifically in the office in London whose job is to manage talent, they call it, which is like they invite celebrities to the Grand Prix and they'll do set up to do like specific posts and stuff. So like, you know, you see Will Smith at Silverstone, there's like someone thought, oh, he's got a movie coming out in 2 weeks or a month, we'll get him along to that. It's all linked. I think it's incredibly clever, mate. It's pretty cool. But
speaking of rumours, Johnny Ray and the latest rumour that...
I mean, first of all, I'm just sad that he's retiring.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked. Yeah, sorry.
I think generally
so Johnny,
some of the videos that have come out of him announcing his retirement and stuff, they were emotional. Like I generally was gutted.
I was gutted,
and I sort of feel shit for him that he's had to do it. Not had to do it, but he's doing it at a time where he's not winning, because I think he deserved that.
Yeah,
and he'll go down. Well, he is the most successful World Superbike rider of all time, and I just think. I'm actually really excited to see what he's going to do next. I know there's rumours about him going to do maybe World Endurance and be a test rider for another manufacturer, which would be cool. But
I hope he does. I really, because I don't. Obviously, we don't know the reasons for him calling it a day, because he didn't really. Well, he said about the crash at Most, didn't he? He said he'd had his crash at Most, and then that was when the bike was following him. He was just really conscious of that thing coming at him again.
Yeah.
And he said, I think the time now has come where just my perspective's changed on it. And I think
he talked about his kids a lot in in one of the interviews that I seen recently with him and Alex Lowe's, and him saying like, you know, there's been times when I'm struggling and I'm thinking about my boys playing football at 12 o'clock and I'm getting ready to go out and I'm thinking I would rather be there.
Yeah.
And I think it takes a lot of balls to say.
If you imagine he spent the whole of his children's life away,
travelling the world.
Travelling.
Yeah.
And yes, he's had the ability to take them to most of the places, but it's not the same.
No.
So, yeah, and he is a proper family man as well.
Do you know what I'd love to see him do? Because he was like the original Red Bull rookie, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see him come back and be the face of something like that in Britain. I absolutely love it. I just think he would be such an advocate for it. Could do it with Monster, obviously. He's not Red Bull.
Oh, sorry, you mean doing
like an academy or a team to pick up a particular talent that they,
Because Red Bull Rookies was kind of like a thing through Honda originally, and then it morphed into what it is now, which is such a big thing. And look at all the world champs and even British champs it's produced.
Yeah.
And he was one of the very first. And I just think he would have a lot to offer to that, and it would be great for British riders and stuff. Totally it'd be class. I'd love to see that personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, very sad to see him retire.
I think it's worth saying as well, your perspective on life changes, doesn't it? Like there's been a point, hasn't there, where as a dad, you've got other things in life that you do want to do. I wouldn't want to do 13 rounds. Or how many rounds is BSB now? 12?
11 now, post-COVID.
I just got other things in life that I want to do. That's why I like World Endurance, because I can do 3 or 4 rounds of what I want and it doesn't swallow your whole life. You've got to imagine for him, he's got his travel time at either side, hasn't he?
18, is it 8? No, not 8, it's not that.
No, they don't do that many rounds.
They do 15 rounds.
It's not even that, I don't think. But yeah, it's still a lot of time. Like the travelling they do is
pre-season testing, you know.
And he's not travelling to Cadwell Park, is he?
No,
like
and his lads are at an age where they're going to say to him, Daddy, you're going to miss, got the 5-a-side championship and we're going to win the title or whatever, it's not like they're just little useless squids.
Like Josh just said, he's the most successful World Superbike rider in history. There's literally nothing more he could achieve.
No.
I kind of I just gutted for him that he hasn't.
You wanted him to win a championship and then go.
I know when Foggy.
One more win would do me.
Yeah. If he just wins a race this year.
One more race win
I'd be delighted.
He went well at Aragon.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that almost looked like a bit of pressure off. Kind of, I can just fucking enjoy riding now because I can imagine the turmoil as well. You imagine being that level and that iconic person that there's a number of teams are still going to be knocking down the door saying, there's this Mark VDS, I'm sure, we're putting offers under his nose, and all those offers and money, and he's got to sit there going, oh, fucking multiple world champion, but I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. Can you imagine that? The weight on your shoulders. It must have been, I bet that was fucking horrific to go through that, to make that decision.
Yeah, 100%. And I just think
and now he's made that decision. It's probably like, do you know what? I can just enjoy a ride. I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the year.
Yeah, and it's cool to see him doing it under his own terms. Like I say, it'd be mint to have seen him go out like right at the very top. I mean, he's not slow. He's just not winning. Like
not by any stretch is he slow.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just not where we've seen Johnny for the last few years. That's all.
Absolutely, and I think that's I would have loved it for him. But on that thought, there's obviously quite a few rumours and chopping and changing going on in the World Superbike paddock, which affects actually every other championship, BSB and MotoGP, to be honest. I guess the biggest one really is Dixon and Chantra going to Honda. I think that's really cool that they're signing. When was the last time you seen like proper top end MotoGP lads going to World Superbike? Would have been like Biaggi and Checker.
I think it's mega. I think it's absolutely awesome.
Sam Laws.
I know there's been in recent years. There's been a few, but like there's been a bit of an influx this last.
Cool to see a factory team pick two and have a full.
The only thing I'm still not fully sure on Honda's rider strategy is they look like they're still trying to develop this bike and get it going. They had Vieje and Lecuona, two Moto2 riders that probably don't know what a superbike should feel like and be developed into. They've now got a Moto2 rider and a MotoGP rider. Yes, Jake's done BSB, etc., but it's very different to a World Superbike.
Yeah.
So I'm just not... They're two fantastic riders, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know if they're going down the right route in terms of if you had, like, let's say, put Bautista back on it or someone like that. I think if you had one person who knows, right, this is what a World Superbike needs to be like, this is the direction we need to be in.
Yeah. But all of this World Superbike development is being fully run out of Honda UK, isn't it?
Yeah, we saw Bridewell on the official bike this weekend.
Yeah, but like all of the testing team and everything is going to be fully managed out of there, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
It has been all this year.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably by virtue of the fact that they've been that busy in MotoGP that they've actually just gone,
do that.
Somebody else just have this job for a little bit while we fix this bigger job.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to it. Because I'm pretty sure once they get Mir and Marini going, which they are doing now, and they get it really going, they'll start to be able to put a few more resources back into World Superbike.
Do you think they should have kept Vieja or Lecuona? Probably Lecuona.
I think neither.
Keep a bit of continuity.
I think continuity is great, but I honestly think neither. I think they should have just put Bautista back on it or someone like that.
No, after he's had his time. I disagree.
I don't.
Is he staying at Ducati?
Yeah, he's on the instead of Petrucci. So Petrucci's gone to BMW with.
I think that's
Oliveira.
Yeah, again too, like not the signings that I thought there would have been. To be honest,
if you're going to replace Top Rack, who are you going to put on it?
Difficult. I know. But I sort of thought they would have took like someone who's guaranteed to be top 5, top 4, and I would say that's Petrucci. I think like he's a wily old fox.
So they've done what you wanted them to do.
Yeah, but I also thought they might have. Fucking hell.
You got your own way with that as well, Josh.
No. Go on then. I thought they might have took like a real wild card, young gun.
So someone who won't get top 5 every weekend.
No, just someone who's a bit more of a risk, but could be like a real big potential for the future. And I'm not saying Oliveira's. I just think Oliveira's like at a level where he's going to be somewhere near the front, and I just expected them.
Oh, you mean once they signed Petrucci to take a risk?
Take a while.
I thought they would have. I thought that's what they were hanging on for, because there was a bit of them saying they were trying to announce it for a while, like a couple of days.
Who would your risk have been?
I was trying to go down the grid then and think who the risk would be.
There was a lot of talk of Onchu, wasn't there?
Yeah,
which makes a lot of sense because of the ins.
Yeah, and I think
as in the Top Rack software glue thing.
Yeah.
And some continuity.
But even like a Brit or like someone who just has absolutely got talent, but maybe just like needs the right opportunity, and it would have been a bit of a wild card, and they could have afforded to do it. Like maybe like a Taz or someone.
I was going to say maybe a Taz.
Like I would have loved to have seen that for him, but yeah, and I mean they've got two fantastic riders, 100%, and who might see any different. I just thought that might have been their strategy, but obviously that hasn't been the case.
Alex Lowe's. I'd like to see Alex on it.
Yeah, I think he's probably very settled.
I'm sure he is, and I think he's super happy, and I think he's doing an amazing job. But I also think it would be interesting to see what would happen if you put Alex Lowe's
On something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
What, on the BMW?
Yeah.
What do you think's the better bike, the BMW or the Bimota?
I think that Bimota's pretty cool.
I do. I honestly don't know. I've not looked at the Bimota
Because
closely, but I think
I was going to say, actually, that there's only one rider that's ever done really well, but I'm going to backtrack a little bit because they literally just nearly won the World Endurance, and Cam Beaubier just boxed off Moto America on a BMW as well. So actually, they've had a really strong year in more than one championship, which is the first time ever.
Is that because they've seen what Top Rack can do on it and they're starting to get a bit of self-belief?
I think we need to
pull my finger out.
Well, they might have accelerated a bit of development or something, or direction with it, maybe.
What made you say that?
What's that, sorry?
Which do you think the better bike is, the Bimota?
Because where's the next BMW in World
Yeah, no
Superbike?
one's performed on it, really, have they? Well,
in the last 5 years.
Van der Mark's been near, but not...
Near what?
Yeah, but he's not
Near
been...
the middle.
He's had a few good results on it, but I would say doing him a disservice he hasn't done well.
But he's usually finishes. If you look at literally the result sheet, facts don't lie to these. He normally finishes about 20 seconds behind Top Rack in a full length race.
Yeah.
And that is a massive amount.
Fair enough.
Which is behind Alex.
I don't like admitting
usually,
but...
almost always behind Alex. Usually around the same place as Bassani. So
did you see the thing with Beaubier at Moto America and then...
Bobby Fong. Did you see the Bobby Fong thing?
I've seen the Bobby Fong thing.
Did you see that?
But stop touching me.
Why?
Because it's fucking weird.
It's not what you say when the cameras aren't recording.
Yeah, no, he's normally fine with it.
Yeah, any other time.
I know I'm dressed like a rent boy,
all of a sudden, you don't mind it when there's video in either normally, but
you might have to cut that out.
That one just called.
Why? Are we not allowed to say that?
I'll definitely cut that out.
I've got it.
No, I did see that. Him doing that, but that wasn't the thing that I was referring. That wasn't the thing I was referring to. I was on about the lap time so Top Rack's been at Kota with BMW doing some marketing event or whatever, and he's riding like an alpha spec.
I rode a
super stock hybrid-y thing,
and did put an outright
2/10 faster than Beaubier.
Yeah. That is.
Couldn't get my words out.
That's nothing against Beaubier, but like 100%, it's unbelievable on what he can do on that.
That is insane.
It's mad.
I can't even get my head around. it.
It's like someone turning up at BSB on a like hybrid superbike and going 2 times quicker than the lap record.
And it's not even just the fact. It's the fact it was done on, let's say, a track day. Not even in a race situation where you're having to pull the pin.
Yeah.
It's not even on a track that's been rubbered in. Well, I don't know what was there, but you know what I mean? It's not.
I was thinking, they'll have chucked him a set of qualifying tyres in so he's got the grip. But equally, it's the mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, you still got to do it.
Mindset. You've got to be in race mode. And just before he was doing stunts up and down pit lane, wheeling and stoppies, and then they've gone, go on, go put a fast lap in. And he's gone to the lap record and come in like, yeah.
Mental.
Yeah,
absolutely mental.
He's some boy. So
how do we think that Dixon's going to go?
Do you think he's been Grand Prix institutionalised with the way he rides?
No, I think...
We've talked about it all the time, don't we? How different it is to ride a Grand Prix bike against a production bike, the way they feel, the chassis, the electronics, blah, blah, blah.
But he, look what he did in British all them years.
A long time ago,
it was
7 years?
Yeah. I just think if you're a doer, you're a doer. And actually, if you're on a good bike, he'll do well. And I honestly think he's capable of winning World Superbike races. It might take him a year.
On his day, Jake is one of the best riders in the world, I think, period.
Yeah. Well, you don't win Grand Prix the way he's won Grand Prix.
Yeah. He just has a few off days as well. That's probably the chink in his armour, I would say.
The benchmark for him's got to be low, hasn't it? Really.
Sam?
Yeah, because he's making
sort
the same move.
The same footsteps.
Yeah, fair.
So he's got to be you would say, the benchmark.
It's a shame that there was no Grand Prix seats for him, as in MotoGP seats.
Do you know for his career, he's
probably done the right thing?
He might have extended his career a little bit doing it.
What, rather than doing
his earning potential probably has gone down by not being in Grand Prix, I guess, just the dynamics of it. But he's probably extended how long he'll ride for. Because I just think the opportunities in MotoGP are going to get less. But they're not going to get a bit more. Like to your point before, they're going to get less.
Do we think he didn't have an opportunity at VDS in Moto2 for 26? Because and the reason I'm questioning that is because Mark VDS has a World Superbike team, so it seems an odd switch to not go. I'll do one more year in Moto2 and then move.
There's a Ducati, son.
There's a Ducati the following year. That
With loads.
So
Yeah, but-
that just screams to me that maybe he didn't have the opportunity to stay.
I know, but it's also the factory. And like,
Do you know what Mike VDS owns?
Estrella Galicia, doesn't he?
Heineken and Budweiser.
Oh,
I
I picked the wrong one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it's Heineken.
Yeah, it is.
somehow,
It is.
But that's who Mark
alcohol.
VDS is the owner of
all these things.
Of the
Holy
bit. I didn't know what he did because obviously got a world endurance team now, haven't they? And they're throwing some money at that, serious money at that.
Didn't do very well at all.
No, not all year. All year,
not
it's not
one
been
bit.
good. Randy DePino just keeps putting bikes over fences, which is not what you do at endurance. But they're throwing some real money at it. And I was sat with Dan and I said, what
What bike's
does he do?
endurance? Is it an R1?
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's got some dosh, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Old
so
Van der Straten.
Who's got their phone out to Google how much
Mark Van der
Budweiser or
Straten, yeah.
Heineken made? You know, just one of them companies.
I'm going to say that it was 15
like
billion
that is
annual revenue.
Billion?
Billion.
That's
a lot of alcohol.
absolutely fuck you money.
But I think your point, Christian. Sorry, I got squeaky foot there. I think your point, Christian, is valid there. How because they're quite
Family
family,
unit.
like it's not like a big like corporation where it's the results dictate. You know, it's Mark's like involved. We see him at the AWC paddock. He's always walking around with his flat cap on. He's a part of that, and
That's
he's
cool.
hands on.
That's cool.
That is cool. You've got this billionaire that puts his arm around the riders. Or
I've seen the
whatever it is.
videos he
That's
did
cool.
when he brought in Canet and stuff, and they did this like send him a letter and handwritten letter from him and stuff. It's brilliant. And
Do you know at Le Mans they do
Theatre, isn't
Stella. He owns.
Stella? There you are.
oh, even better.
Sorry, I knew it was one.
I will never ever look at a Raji drinking a can of Stella the same again. Now I'll be like, he's doing his part for bike racing. You know what I mean? I'm like, as a nation watching him sign on, I'll be like, "What? You are the man. Thank you for bike racing."
Pre Le Mans, they always do the pre-Mon test, and it's where they get all the teams down and do the grid photos before. And he was one of the only team managers that went in there, down on the grid, went down, had his picture taken with the guys. You know, like Christian says, arms around them.
it's
Like,
cool. They've got a car team as well, haven't they?
have they?
Jesus.
I don't know. I'm
Well, I'd
surprised.
say
GT.
I'm just going to say he can probably afford to do quite a lot of stuff because
Wikipedia
in
says.
24, Wikipedia says actually no AI, which has done all of
Josh's
homework.
That's how Josh
You still have to
earns a
tell it.
living.
You still have to tell it what to do. It just,
What? Do all my work.
Oh, fuck off.
In 2024, Stella Artois, or the parent company of Stella Artois,
Mark VDS.
achieved record revenues of 47.27 billion.
Oh, so I was way off.
Wow.
Way off.
Wow.
Was it? Oh, I don't even want to say because I'll get all the facts wrong. But on the Joe Rogan episode, there was a difference between like in days, you know, like between million and billion.
How long
Million
is
is
it
Here we go.
to count to count to a million takes 11 days. To count to a billion takes 31 years. That's the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. I might have got my
No, I don't think it's
Sounds about right.
No.
I think that's what it
It's
is. When
11,
someone
yeah.
says he's a millionaire, there's 11 days in a million seconds. There's 31 years in a billion seconds.
That is phenomenal. You know, when you think, how much was that money he said?
47 billion.
47 billion.
Turnover.
I was
He
listening.
could buy it on.
By the way, if Mark's listening to this,
four lads in here that-
Grace is ready for the email, the phone call. If you want to sponsor,
You want to sponsor a pod?
if you want to sponsor Grace Rouse's podcast, please get Mark. We're not shy here. You know, get in touch with Grace.
We've got room here for a sticker.
You know what I mean? I will peel everyone.
To put that into perspective, that amount of money. When I was listening to a podcast today with Amanda Staveley, who was she led the group of people that bought Newcastle United, and she was part of recapitalising Barclays in 2008 or whenever it was, and that was like a huge thing, and that was for 3.4 billion, and that was considered to be ridiculous. So 44 per year, like in a year, that's insane. Anyway, I'm sure it's not all his money, but never
A
mind.
million seconds is equal to 11.6 days. There you are. Right, how many days in?
While you're doing that,
Pause for
the other
dramatic
Honda rider,
It's a serious hiatus, Joe.
the other Honda rider. So they've gone to two factory teams. So Vieja's gone to Yamaha and Leclerc's gone to Ducati.
Yes.
which is a big switch.
Yeah, massive.
Big move.
Massive.
I like all the moves and shakes. I like it.
It is pretty cool.
31.71 calendar years
to count to
a billion seconds.
That's insane.
That's mad, isn't it? My head can't process that.
That's a lot.
But 11 days.
There's only one way to try it.
31. Right.
Dedicate yourself.
I'll be dead.
Don't be shut up.
You definitely would because you're really old.
So we've got.
To be honest,
Don't poke the bear.
second bus passed by then.
He hates it. He can dish it out, but he
Listen,
doesn't
don't
like
you
it.
laugh.
I'll tell you what.
She's doing her bit for the elderly later.
This is getting cut. Caring the community on a different level.
You used to just sing songs at the elderly, flipping help the aged, not flipping.
Stop.
Anyway, so
Oh my giddy aunt.
what were you saying there, Dom? Sorry.
Mate, don't drag this on to me. I do not know where I'm going with that one after that. Not a where would you like to go with that, Christian? After picking on
You
Grid.
like all the moves and
I like all the moves and shakes, but I was gonna say there was quite a lot of strong rumour that Vickers' seat, who had a 2-year deal, was looking a little bit on the ropes, and I think Vierge's name was strongly linked with that, so he will have been peaking, and he was at Assen with his manager.
Yeah, I seen that.
Which was interesting.
Yeah.
So he was obviously nervous enough. Either he was on a holiday, or he was nervous enough that he needed to sort of go.
The only
Said
garage
he's got to raise a lot of money, haven't they?
And I think he already did.
He already did.
Did he?
I think he already did. I think that's part of the. I think that was
It shows how difficult that championship is. Then, so you raise the funding that you need to buy your seat, and it still doesn't guarantee you a seat.
Yeah, and you do very well. He's done.
He has.
Well.
Yeah. He has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Iannone going to go, and where's Taz McKenzie going to go?
Well, I'm not sure. I'd like to think Iannone will stay where he is.
No, they've said they're not carrying on with him. Go 11 came out and said they're not staying with him.
Oh, right.
Really?
Well, very unsure in that case. I'm not sure there's any bikes left, is there?
And that Bonovo team.
I think it's funding. I'm sure they would love to keep Taz, but I think it's a funding thing, and he's done a great.
I was going to say fair play to what he's done on that bike because it wasn't going all that well for him as a team at the start of this year, and Taz has got on it and proved that actually there's not a lot wrong with it, is there?
I mean, it's a strong package.
I know they're running to a budget. They obviously haven't got the backing and the package that the front
and his
8 have got, but he's proved he should be in that paddock as well.
100%,
definitely.
You know, that's the top and bottom of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Is he deserves
maybe
decency.
he'll go to
go 11. Yeah, maybe they. Yeah,
but they do need money.
He'd look good with some crisp logos on him, but.
No, that's Iannone's sponsor, isn't it? Patio come with Iannone.
Italian. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, you briefly said the name, Assen, the track. Let's jump straight into that. Who wants to go first out of you two? Because that was a fantastic weekend for the pair of you.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good weekend. Actually, it was.
Oh, come on. What do you mean? It was fantastic. What are you on about?
I was going to say it was a brilliant weekend for BSB in general because it really flipped quite a lot upside down, didn't it, in terms of championship and stuff like that. I mean, Brad Ray's been on at the start of the year looked, no disrespect,
he made
everybody look a bit silly.
Yeah.
And it's been on some run. See whether it's linked, related or not, this is just speculation, but he had a crash at Cadwell and ever since has been inconsistent. Basically.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was
So
he went, or was it Brands?
He did crash at Brands, but then he
sort of got ran wide and ended up on the dirt at Brands.
Yeah,
it was a bit different, wasn't it? That one.
Was Cadwell before? I'm trying to remember. After it was after, so it was Cadwell his first slip up out coming out the gooseneck.
No, he crashed in the race at Brands as well, but like up until that point, hadn't put a foot wrong, and then continued the pace.
He matched Shaky's record of 8 in a row, wasn't it, or something like
that? Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Yeah,
absolutely insane, and in different weather conditions, because that included Knock Hill. Yeah. So he's done obviously lots of different tracks, which we get in BSB. Yeah, he made us all look stupid. There's literally no other way around it. And then, like you said, Brands he had a tip off, then came back still strong at Cadwell, but then had another tip off, pushing on real early on.
Early in the race, wasn't it?
Early in the race, in the second race, wasn't it?
But even in the race on the
the final race.
No, the race on the Saturday, so the first race of the weekend, he was out front and then got caught by Kyle and looked to be struggling and hung on for a win. Like, I think that's fair to say. Mm-hmm. And then obviously plan was to do whatever and try and get away at the front again. Any bloody just a mistake and crash that's easy done there, isn't it? Early in the race, and then yeah, he just seems to have. He's like been inconsistent ever since. Like Thruxton was Thruxton.
Thruxton was the.
Oh, it was before that.
Thruxton was probably the first one where he didn't show absolute dominance like he had been.
Early on in the weekend, he was way down.
I mean, the long and short of it is don't come on a podcast with us because that was when he came on it.
You've cursed it.
Oops.
Isn't it weird how your brains work? Because there's nothing. That bike hasn't changed.
Yeah, like it'll be the same. They'll have built it back together. Like I know there was speculation.
It's psychological, isn't it? It's got to be psychological.
But like there's always a dot. Like even that happened last year with Davey Todd in Stock 1000 on the BMW. It was like absolutely like untouched at the first half of the season, and then everyone plays catch up. And I think Brad Ray's
Everyone's
you know what? I think he's turned up and he's just absolutely gone like the clappers, and everyone's going home on the night time going, "Fuck,
we've got to dig deep.
We're gonna have to fix." And
but I don't think
the first person winning, everyone just wants to be the winner, so everyone's having to dig deep, and it seems to be like a naturalish.
People have definitely got stronger for sure. Is that what you?
No, I can't imagine Brad sort of sat back there going, "Oh, this one's in the bag." Like he's going to be pushing
he's got the target in the back, but this is a perfect example. We've got a British superbike rider sitting here. Do you feel like you're riding any harder to go catch Brad at that situation?
No, I don't.
No, I know that sounds.
But to be fair, that's a bit different for you because you've changed manufacturer, so you've had a different challenge where some of those lads are coming in with continuity. You look at Kyle. Kyle's coming in on the same bike that he rode last year with probably a lot of the same people around him. Danny Kent's on the same sort of setup that he was on last year. The Hondas have remained unchanged.
He's actually someone who flipped his season around, Danny Kent.
You're one of the few that's had to change manufacturers. With that, you've had to change team. So you've had to learn to work with everybody different. So you've had a different challenge. I would say your challenge has been and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass because I would never do that.
Yeah, I mean, but going to the Brad thing, at the start of the year, he was so good. Not only did he have the pace on everyone, but he had the consistent pace on everyone. And they're two different things. Like often we see someone who's supremely fast, but then they don't put a full race together because it's way harder to do that sort of thing. Now I think we've got a bit of a flip. We saw even at Assen, he had the pace by far on Friday. He was sort of, you go, okay, he's back sort of thing. And then I'm not sure what's going on with him. I don't want to speculate, but there's something a bit odd going on for sure, because he's showing pace, but then not being able to do it for a full race distance. Or
he's maybe got an injury that he's keeping quiet or something.
Yeah, you might, because he's quite quiet on social media and stuff like that, and I don't see him as one that's gonna go, this is my excuse, because I don't think he's that sort of person. So maybe he picks them up in one of them offs that we don't know about, and maybe he's getting halfway through a race and it's giving way. Or I just said I don't want to speculate, and now I'm speculating.
But yeah, speculating, yeah.
But it's possible.
Right, nobody listens to this. So.
It would make sense.
It's not beyond the realms of possibility going off. And again, I like facts going off that he has pace, and it's not always lasting for a full race. And yet, like we had wet races at Assen, and yes, he fell off in one of them, but the other one he was able to go to the end. That sort of thing. I'm only. Yeah,
but
I'm thinking out loud.
There was Assen was a bit up and down with results and stuff, wasn't it? Because like one day Redding was way down, and then all of a sudden he was at the front again.
That was a weird one. Did you ever find out why that happened? He went from dominating in that wet race to then the following day was in 18th or something in the rain.
I think it was a tyre choice.
Yeah, they said he'd maybe gone for a hard wet, and he just wasn't basically switching on. But that was a weird one.
I think it was a tyre choice thing.
What was your excuse for running on turn one?
I had the hard wetting.
Didn't it nearly go into
It was a tyre choice thing.
it was like, I'm going to go to Groningen for half an hour, and I'll come season a little bit. But to be fair, you did well to get back to anywhere remotely near. If the race had a run, it would 100% have been a podium position. I
would have won. I don't. What are you laughing at?
Yeah, just you.
Look at TSL.
It's funny. Yeah, fair enough.
I was a second half faster than anyone. I was sure you would have won.
Don't be humble, Kristen.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, in my bike was unbelievable in the wet. So he set off in race 1. No one done a wet lap all weekend because it hadn't been wet, and then they gave you a 5-minute pit lane opening.
To do it, that's your time.
That's your time because they have to sort of give you a bit of
it's an FIM thing,
acclimatization time. But it wasn't actually wet at that point, if that makes sense. So I didn't go out for it. And then set off on the first lap of the race. Did a lap or so to bed myself in. Scott actually bolted. He was
gone.
He was gone. He was like probably 3 seconds up the road after a couple of laps, maybe more. And then my bike was just amazing. So it was good. I ran off track on lap 4. Literally just had put in what was then my fastest lap. But all I'd done, I just took a back shift too early. So it locked the race. As soon as I took the back shift, I hadn't really decelerated at all, and it just locked the back completely. But I also hadn't braked really with the front. So then, because the rear was locked, I didn't dare brake with the front because I hadn't got any depth to any travel. And then I would lock the front. So I was like, I'm just going to have to go straight. Then all the tarmac was painted with the slippiest paint ever. So I went straight on. I was like, I don't dare touch anything now because you can't. So then I went off in the gravel. Like he said, did a lap of Groningen, came back on. And I didn't even know where I was at. I was back in about 11th or something. But it was probably the most fun race I've ever been in because it's so rare that you're faster than people because normally everyone's so close.
Yeah.
You might be faster than someone.
Like Rory Skinner got lapped and stuff. Was that race?
Yeah, well, he started with an Inter, him and Storm.
Yeah, but even listening to it, I was like,
I wonder what was going on.
Like people getting lapped
What's
and all
going
sorts. I suppose the first race I've listened to and God, I can't wait to watch it. Like obviously I want to watch it back, but I mean you're like, this does not make sense. Like what is going on? You know what I mean? It's class.
It was pretty crazy, but then the rain got so bad, like they had to stop it. It was nuts. But my bike was insane. But the rain got so bad. I did speak to Stuart about it. Stuart Higgs, the series director, later said the problem. Actually, the grip was really good. It was weird because Assen didn't give good grip. I didn't think it gave good grip in the dry.
Friday, it was slick, wasn't it?
Greasy, I thought.
Yeah.
So actually, when I set off in that race, I was like, this is going to be proper slippy. And it was the opposite. It was like riding on sandpaper in the wet and like ice in the dry. It was really weird. Really weird. But the grip stayed really good, even with so much water on the track. But what became hard to see was where the white lines were, because there was that much water that it became like a film. So you couldn't see the white line that was going around. So you saw like Rogers clipped a white, not a curb, a white line. Max clipped a white line.
Yeah, out the back as well.
Out the back.
Just clipped it as
just
well.
Clipped. And that's all you have to do. It's
just clipped it.
In your crash, did you clip the white? Did you touch
I don't know what I did. Don't know what I did. Still don't know what I did. I think because I crashed on the Sunday race, the only dry race we had a stoppage. And
it looked like there was water.
I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I think I didn't get the front tyre fully enough to temperature.
Do you know what scared me is how long it slid for? Were you on it? And I thought, fuck me, if that grips now.
Well, I was just like, I've crashed. I can't believe. Like it was one of them that I didn't.
It's fast.
I didn't go in and go, oh, I'm deep or I'm anything. I was just like,
oh, I'm off the bike.
Oh, I've crashed. Do you know what I mean? It was like, well, that's that then.
And then his bike went to Groningen.
Yeah.
In reverse.
I had a go faster. For that weekend, I had a go faster modification actually, because at the round before, Toby, my little boy, was in the garage and we were just messing about, and then he goes, right, Toby, what do I need to make the bike go faster? Presty, my crew chief, had asked him, and he thought about it and he went, a bell. So I had a bell on my bike. So when you see me coming to Park Fermi, I'm dinging the bell. I've got a little bicycle bell. I was flat out on the bell.
You know what?
It's mega that they let you do that.
That is mega though, isn't it?
Do you know what? There's not many teams that would do that. Like,
no,
I've got such a good group of lads that they didn't. It wasn't spoke about after Toby had said that, and then literally I turn up to the next round, there's a bell on my bike, and I'm like,
mega.
How cool is that?
Ding, 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 ding. Are you gonna keep it on for the rest of the year?
Yeah, well, so
you have to get a new one now.
No, the thing barrel rolled and whatever, but I came back in. I was like, oh, sorry, boys, and they were like, that's fine, whatever. And then they brought the bike back.
There's Toby going, where's me bell?
Yeah, they dragged this bike back in. Thing was wrecked, and like, the bell's broke, and literally. They didn't work on anything, but they fixed the bell before we left.
Really?
Yeah.
Mega.
They were like, it's working. I think it had some stones stuck in it.
Did it?
So it was great. So I'm keeping the bell.
You look happy.
Class.
It was good.
You know, not even talking about the team, and everything. You look happy. You like sitting here. You look
You've been
happy.
saying that all, haven't you? Like you really enjoyed working with them and enjoyed racing.
Yeah, my
Good.
yeah, my year this year has been. We spoke about it on the first one when we had a catch up, but it's got better and better. There was a point where we went and did a test at Knockhill, and I really found a better feeling with the bike, which was good. And then, yeah, I think the team that I'm with, the guys inside it, there's no like egos that ruin the environment, or it's just a real nice environment. And I think that the results are greater than the sum of the parts, if that makes sense, just because it's so cohesive, and it's probably the most fun I've had racing ever, really.
And you can never ever shake the number one rule in bike racing.
Enjoy it.
A happy lad is a fast lad.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying it. And
Good.
I had a podium at Thruxton, which was good. I think I should have had more than one podium there, but it shows the bike's still capable. And then obviously won one at Assen. Like I said, the in the wet, that bike was just unreal.
Do you think that bike's as competitive, or do you feel like Kawasaki's a bit long in the tooth, all the rest of it?
I think
I'm putting it in.
It's not as competitive as some of the other bikes.
Well, that's what I mean.
That's a simple answer.
I think it would be hard to win a championship on it.
Okay.
But I do think it's more than capable of winning races and doing whatever we've been doing. And like I said, in the wet, I think I had the best bike out there. When I got to the first race on Sunday that I managed to win, I was literally sat on the grid thinking like there was that much pressure. There wasn't pressure. Nobody said anything, but I knew that everyone knew I was that
capable of doing it.
I was that fast on Saturday. It was ridiculous. I know I'm joking the way I was saying about how good I am, but it was stupid. I've never had a race where I've been, but you never get a race where you're faster than other people. You might be faster by 1/10 of a second.
Yeah.
Not by
2 seconds.
Not by what was going on, if that makes sense. So then, when it comes to the first race on Sunday and it's the same conditions, you're like, fuck, I've actually got to go and do the job and actually finish it off, because now everyone expects. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a very different scenario, because the first race I'd ballsed it up, so I was coming from the back, I had nothing to lose, or not, I was coming from mid-pack, should we say. Nothing to lose, I could go absolutely let her eat. But then the race on Sunday, I got the whole shot and I'm like, oh man, I've got 18 laps of
this.
Do not make a mistake.
Yeah.
I know it was just so long. But anyway, it's fine.
Happy.
It's all good.
Fair
There
play
we
to
go.
you.
And speaking of all good,
To be fair, Assen was the best weekend we've had all year. Absolutely been.
You were amazing.
oh, don't break it down.
Not just from the results, just the crack. The whole. Basically, I was disorganised, didn't book a ferry, so we had to drive from Newcastle to Folkestone on the tunnel and then drive all the way up, which was ridiculous. But actually, it made the whole weekend in a way, because it was just, the crack was unbelievable. And so me, my dad, Grace came with her, and Piggy came in the car as well. And then the lads all made their own way there, lads and lasses. And it was just class. It was just a mint weekend from start to finish. Results wise, buzzing. Won both races, lap record, qualified on pole for the main race. We've got an extra race this weekend. So normally they have an LCQ race. There wasn't enough people on the grid to justify that, so they gave a sprint race, and then your lap time from the sprint race qualified you for the main, which was class. It was brilliant for me, and for my championship it was great, because for anyone that's seen it, it was obviously all over social media and stuff. We had a sprint race Sunday morning. It got red flagged on the first lap. It went from 8 laps down to 5, and on the 4th lap of 5, Nicky Coates basically tried to do an overtake on the fastest part of the track, went across the curb on the inside and hit the back of Barry Brawl and went down. Bike destroyed itself.
That bike went high.
Yeah.
For an F900, that thing flew. Do you see it?
Yeah.
you're talking about the weight in a bang or whatever you're calling it. You know what I mean? The weight in one of them F900s
Yeah,
is
they're
heavy.
200 odd kilos or something their thingy. But to be fair, it stayed together pretty well, all things considering. But it did go high. Yeah, so he did manage to get back out one way or another, built a bike out of other bits and bobs, we'll not speculate, and his gear shift fell off on the grid, so he started from pit lane. So ultimately he finished 9th, but then we won the race, and Baz finished 4th or 5th. So we went from like a 30 odd point gap in the championship to now there's 16.5 points covering me, Nicky, Baz.
In that order.
We're locked in the top 3, so we're the top 3 regardless of any other race. There's 1 round left and there's 16 points covering the championship. So it was the dream weekend, really. Yeah, mad.
So,
and Assen just to say, what a bloody racetrack to ride around.
It's proper, innit?
Even on an F900, which actually I enjoy riding, to be fair. But
do you think that's because it's a track that the novelty's still there? Do you think if you had access to it all the time, once you've been there a few times, because people
I'd say the Dutch Championship get bored of it.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
yeah, but also like it's like do you know when you've not been to Donington and for a while and you go and ride around Donington, you're like, oh, this place is class. Brands GP, oh, this place is class. It's just like one of those circuits. It's fast and flowing. The only bit that's not
great
flowing,
facilities.
Yeah, it's just a cool place. Like getting into the circuit's easy, and then the first bit of the track you're very much attacking, but it's like 3 corners, and then the last bit is so floating and it's so nice, and yeah, it's just absolutely lovely to ride around, and it's so different to anything we've got in the UK as well, I think.
Yeah.
It is very different, isn't it? Like the camber, all the fast turns are all massively cambered and stuff, so they're just like everything's with you. It's really nice.
Because
really
the championship are going back there, they've confirmed that.
That's back.
That's the only date that's been confirmed so far, isn't it?
Same weekend as near as it can be.
Yeah.
But yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, cool. Happy about that, yeah.
Well, it was my nearest round, literally. It was about 15 minutes nearer than Knockhill in driving terms. Negate the 18 hours on a ferry.
Yeah.
That you're unconscious for that.
But I was 25 minutes to the boat. And
It's
then,
only 25 minutes.
and then 2 hours the other side. Yeah, it's about 10 minutes from his house, I bet.
Oh God, like
Shields Eye,
paying
worth
just
driving to Folkestone then.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
a toss.
I know. Can you?
What an absolute.
But also-
cod
I
piece.
said, I rang
Mr.
him up.
fucking Marks and Spencer's, Burton's are shut down now, because you wouldn't be their window model. Mr. fucking organised, and you couldn't book your ferry.
I'm not organised. I'm generally not organised.
Get ChatGPT to plan it for you next time.
I did for ages.
Well, there you go.
And I decided that I was going to drive
And there was a
because
hiatus in the
it was
booking.
it was the most it was the most efficient thing to do. And then he basically shouted at us and was like, "What are you playing at? Like, book a ferry, you take it, get it booked." So I rang to book the ferry, and
You
while
did
I was
the
on
day before.
2 days before, and when I was on the phone trying to book the ferry on the Monday, it sold out as I was on the phone. So I was like, "Quick, I'll have the Hull one." And as I was on the phone booking the Hull one, it went off.
2 days beforehand.
Would hummed and we were going to fly originally, and then it worked out that was ending up going to cost a fortune. But I worked out in the end.
When was the date?
It all cost the same.
Organised for Assen?
It all cost the same. Whether you flew, drove, ferry, got a hotel, took your caravan, whatever, it would have cost you the same money.
The only reason I got involved is because I genuinely wanted you to have a more relaxed journey.
Yeah.
That was literally the main thing. I'm like, why are you driving from Newcastle to, I don't know where, Dover or whatever it is?
The diesel
And then
cost
across,
alone
and then
to
all
drive
the way
down to the
around.
bottom in Hull.
It's not massive that, because the ferry is expensive, but it was just
It's
more
over
the fact.
£1,000
But
quid the ferry.
we went to Spa.
What is?
We got the
The ferry.
Newcastle one.
Yeah.
The
the whole
actual cost
term,
in
right,
travelling.
Newcastle to
Totally, it was cheaper to get the Newcastle one. You know what I mean? Logistically.
I just wanted him to have a night's sleep, but he won everything anyway, so you can drive everywhere now. It's fine.
but like it was
Doesn't care about your well-being. anyway.
I'm driving there next year.
Now you might have stopped. You might have
might win
stopped on. But no, it was mint and a fantastic for our championship, and it was just a class weekend. Everyone was buzzing, and still buzzing off it. To be fair, everyone's peaking. And I must say, while I've got the opportunity to, I only sort of realised this when we were all chatting about it last night. But we're like guaranteed top 3 in the championship, and whilst, to be fair, I don't care whether I was 3rd or 2nd. If you don't win, you don't win. But all of the guys and girls involved, Tim, Penny, Matty, Piggy, Grace, like all of you guys, honestly, they've done such an amazing job. And this started out as a conversation over a pint at the NEC last year, literally. And then a 10-minute phone call with Dom, and then it turned into this thing. And with first year of racing for them, and with top 3.
And you can win the championship.
It's very close. Like,
Break it down. So you've got two now. Heats get points, don't they?
yeah.
So I'm thinking like paint the scenario.
I've tried to work this out and I can't really.
You have to win.
There's a point between me and Nicky, so I've just got to be in front of him.
Are you second or third?
I'm third, a point behind second, and then 16 points behind Barry. So the reality is, in order to win, something needs to happen to... Baz has got to have a bad weekend. The heat races, the points, there's no real gaps between the points. So if I won a heat race and Baz won a heat race, for example, then no change because we get the same points. Even if you finish second, it's only 1 point different.
Right.
The points do go up this weekend, but the gaps between are the same. So the points now go to 35, 30 and 25 for the top three. So actually, if I win and he's third, then it's done, isn't it? If we go and we manage to win a heat race, win a main race, and I still don't win the championship, there was nothing else that we could do.
Are you happier going in
a way,
having to win?
In a way, yeah. I'd love it if it was that whoever crossed the line first won. That would be like the dream scenario, wouldn't it? It's just whoever wins the battle between the three of you. But there's other people in the mix, like there's other riders that have been quick, that have been out and coming back. Like Ellison's been pretty quick, and James Ball and a few others. Scott Carson was quick at the weekend, so there should be a few in the mix. But yeah, delighted. Whatever happens, we'll just go and give it 100% and win it, or it'll be in the hedge. Is the plan. That's kind of the circumstances, isn't it? So in a way, it's like pressure off. So
Exciting times. I love it.
Shall we look at the Patreon questions?
I like how Christian's looking at you going, go on.
Oh, because I was thinking...
You're just staring at him deeply into the back of his head.
Because I was thinking, do I say it? Because it sounds dead condescending, but you've done absolutely fucking mint.
thanks, mate.
And when you stood on top of the podium, it actually made me
oh yes,
a bit teary, and I don't know why.
I seen you get a bit emotional.
Because I didn't cry when I won.
You did. You were crying when you came in. You
that was because I was looking. That was
water in his eyes.
100%.
No, but genuinely, when you
he was like that win bonus. Yes, finally.
He's trying to be nice here.
He is, yeah.
I want to kid him. But no,
Stop! Why do you keep touching me?
No, I do really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. But no, it was a mint experience. The whole doing it at Assen as well, like cool place to be on the rostrum. So
Yeah,
delighted.
well done.
Thanks.
Class. Right, let's roll on to some amazing Patreon questions.
We've had loads.
Yeah, there's some class ones. One that I'm going to ask Dominic straight away, because obviously you rode at Donington on Ability Energy. Did I say that right? On the Fireblade?
Andy and Kat said the Jamie Lyon race.
But the question is, are you doing any more rounds for this season? Or is that you? What's your racing plans for the rest of the year?
No, I'm trying to think when. Great. If anyone's wondering if we're getting robbed, we're not. Grace has just fallen over in a studio over there. So, are you all right?
Yeah, just my laptop probably isn't. But
You might never get to hear this podcast because it won't have been edited.
We're fine. We're clear. Thank God for that. Everyone hold your breath for a dramatic hiatus. But no, that's me for the rest of the year on that side of things. So just trying to get things in place for next year.
You are racing next week though, aren't you? Or the week after?
Yeah, flat tracking. So I've done a round of DTRA. Oh my God, I don't even know the abbreviation for that. That dirt.
Track Racing Association. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Well, anyway, well,
something like that.
Tom and Tim Neve do that championship, and you just think like we've talked about on this show, God knows how many times, but you know when you watch a sport and it looks easy, them boys are the true definition of that, and it does my absolute Sweden. You know, you're watching, and I could do that. Yeah, I really can't. You actually had a go at it yourself, and I've just seen the scar on your elbow. You had an attempt at it, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought just that, and I was chasing Tim around, and I decided I could do that, and I couldn't.
Them boys are up, like, no wonder they're world level. They're world level. Incredible. They're literally world level. So I know I'm down at a track called Eamon Valley, which is a half-mile long lap. It's fourth gear, not fifth gear. Fourth gear on a 450. These things are like, what's a 450 now? 70 brake horsepower?
A bit more, some of them, I think, on the...
Beyond that, beyond that ballpark. But when you think, well, for people that would know, like a standard SV 650 road bike is 70 brake horsepower. and you're doing that with no brake on the front. It's a bit of me, that. So I'm going to go down and have a giggle down at Eamon Valley, but no more tarmac for me this year. So
It's a shame, mate. I was hoping to have you at the last round, but fair play.
no, it's no, I can't ignore them getting me finger done. So that sounds a bit weird.
You're getting the stub.
I'm getting the stub. I'm losing the girth. Lauren's gutted. Divorce is imminent.
Can I get it put anywhere else?
On the shelf,
If not, can I have it?
what the end of it?
Yeah, got any use for that?
Well, the other part of me finger's my mum's freezer still. The first episode
It's not.
we did. Yeah, no. The first episode me and Chrissy did on when me and Chrissy started Chasing the Racing, the first episode was missing digits. And Chrissy's first question is, and you're missing a finger. I was like, oh right, Funny enough, I lost that at Bishop's Court, and then long story. I've got the video of them cutting my finger off on my phone.
That's
seen
so you. That would just break.
Well, how many times have you had your fingers cut off?
Well, no, I get it.
so and it probably, I had my phone in my levers, and my mum won't let me go racing abroad without my phone on it. And when I got cut out my levers on the side of the track, can't remember any of that. Woke up in hospital, bitten. I'm like fucking, and like, oh hello Dominic, you've had an accident at Bishop. Like, all right, yep, no bother. We need permission to cut your finger off. Like, what the are you on about? You know what I mean? I'm battered up the hell, my arms up in the air. I said, what the hell are you on about? Cutting my finger off. She goes, oh no, your hands, you've broken every bone in your hand. It's in a bit of a mess. I went, all right. So they started to unravel it. And this surgeon comes round, and they did it in the ward. Like, they didn't need surgery.
Into an operating theatre, they did it just behind a curtain.
Yeah, no, it did behind a curtain, because it was that mangled. Like you could see the bone was ground away on the tarmac and everything like that. I was just that drugged up. So they shut the curtain, and I said, whoa, before you do that, let me just check something. So anyway, he's got my arm up, and I saw my bin liner. Yeah, that's what us bike racers see, There's your bin liner. I start raking round. I'm going, oh, champion, I've got my phone. I can't, right, ready when you are. He goes, what you doing? I can't, well, I'm going to film you cutting my finger off. Well, you can't do that. I can't, well, you're not cutting my finger off then? You can't, well, this is really weird. I said, well, look, how many times do you get your finger cut off in your life? I've got my phone, you've got the scissors, let's get cracked on. So anyway, he goes, whatever you do, don't show anyone. Oh, mate. Yeah, like I'm going to film it and not show anyone, you know what I mean?
Did it crunch? Did it?
Do you want to see it?
No, absolutely not. No.
I've seen it before. I don't need to see that again.
No.
Have you seen it?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
You're
How
right.
the hell are you're supposed to be roughy-tufty bike racers, man. So anyway, if anyone bumps into us and wants to see the video, I'll happily show you the video. It's mint crack.
You should start an OnlyFans.
There's enough rumours in this paddock. But no, and they cut it off, and then anyway, it's a long story, and we're trying to wrap up a show.
How long is she planning to keep it in the freezer?
Well, she'll always have a part of me forever. Sex of the pizzas. It was a joke. Anyway, I stole it. I had to steal my thing. Hold on. My mum's not happy about this, clearly. You know what I mean?
Does she not ask you to put it in your freezer?
Can you not take your finger, Dominic?
Can you please take your
I don't
finger
have a
home?
freezer. I live in a one-bedroom bungalow with a cocker spaniel and an Irish woman. We haven't got room for a freezer. But no, we don't. But anyway, it's a long-winded joke. It's a very long-winded joke.
That is
That's pretty impressive.
that could be the episode title. What's the weirdest thing you've got in your freezer?
It's not the weirdest thing we've got
in
in
your
the
mum's
freezer.
freezer.
Yeah,
Good times.
Let's move on. Obviously, you did do that round at Donington, and I think it would be a good time for us to just mention, obviously, the news. Obviously, everyone will have seen the accident between Callum Grigg and
Nathan
Harrison.
Yeah, and don't know. Do you want to share the latest update? You probably know a bit more.
Yeah, so there's been really good news. I mean, I think Nathan, for one, was pretty bashed up. He got hit pretty hard by a bike, and he's broken
is injured left leg.
Yeah, he's already injured, so that's
already
injured
on that
was
side.
a problem for him. But it sounds like he's on the mend anyway. I think it's going to be a fairly long road to recovery for him, but nothing serious, shall we say?
Yes, yeah.
Callum, on the other hand, was looking pretty serious for a little bit. But yeah, it's been really good news lately that he's come out of his. I think he was in an induced coma.
Yeah.
But he's come around from that, and signs at the minute are looking really, really positive. So yeah, it's just mega news, really.
Yeah. Honestly, seen the photographs earlier on, like class, and just wish both of them well and all their families and stuff as well. But yeah, class to see that he's out of the, out of the woods.
Yeah, mega.
Cool. Anyone? Joseph, have you got any more plans for the rest of the year? And what about next year for endurance? And that question was... I can't concentrate.
There's a lot of touching for our audio listeners, by the way. And I don't want to look. They thought I was weird with a finger.
Andy Ryder, has Joe got any plans lined up endurance for next year? And he's just saying well done to myself and Christian for Assen.
Not 100% yet. No, nothing.
It's early days.
And my agreement with Metis is always pretty chilled out, and the communication's not their strongest point. So it could well be that they just assume that I'm on the bike unless there's another conversation. So it's all a bit up in the air. But I know some people sort of struggle to understand why I would want to ride that bike, but I want to race there. I want to ride there because I want to race now because I enjoy it, and I don't want to put myself in a heap of stress or pressure or an environment where I think, I don't really enjoy this, And there's been a couple of times where I've not thought the grass is greener, but I've thought that, that would be a better fit, and then the chemistry is just not this. You know what it's like. But with those guys, it is, and sort of going to Le Mans this year, I went completely on my own, and I sent them an email afterwards. They did Ludo and Gabby, my teammates, both did a bit of a speech on Friday before the Ball d'Or, and just thanking the team for the hard work that they've put into the bike, and the commitment from it was another level. And I thought I'd love to be able to say something now, but no fucker will understand a word I say. So I got home and then I wrote an email and put it into Google Translate in French and sent it to Pascal, the team coordinator. Said, can you just put that in an email to all the guys just to thank them? And a few of them messages said, thanks very much. And I just said in there, I never sort of thought I would be comfortable driving to another country to ride for a team that
does speak English.
Does speak English, and I don't speak French. But we don't need to. It's the chemistry is just nice. Nice. It's cool. I go in there and everyone's, gives you a hug, and so the chemistry is right. So I would, and I feel like they have made progress with that bike, to a point where it's to ride with him again next year would be, I'd like to do that again just to kind of continue the project, but also they might want to look for somebody faster. I'm about a second off Gabby, and if I pulled my finger out my ass and rode a bit more, I could probably close that gap to where it would be acceptable. Yeah. So that is my plan next year, to just try and do a little bit more riding. I would like to build my own endurance bike. I'd like to do something with no limits, to be more active and ride more.
Yeah, I fancy a bit of that series. I think we've chatted about this before. I generally think that's amazing track time. It's good crack, and I like the aspect of. I think endurance racing is something I've never done anyway, and I think it would be a good introduction to it. That
one I did this year. I did it with my mate Jim Weatherald, who's just finished third, I think, in the No Limits twins.
Yeah,
he can pedal a bike, and he's bought himself a blade to do that. And we just, he's, to be fair, I have to thank him actually a lot for this year, because he's given me a right kick up the arse just when my head's dropped a little bit. He's just been kind of one consistent person to be kicking me up the hole. Him and my mate Ty Kinton, who's Ty always messages. Ty's a brother from another mother. That lad, he's always got my back as well. And them two between them have just kicked me in the hole all year to just pull my finger out. So I'm sure. In answer to Andy's question, nothing has been organised, but I want to be an endurance.
You've got a plan
next year. I've got a plan. Yeah.
Mick Strickland asked the same question of you, basically, because obviously you're in a situation where
I was trying to avoid that one.
Well, I want to know.
Yeah.
What's your plans for next year, or are you too soon?
Definitely too soon. So we'll talk about it all the time, and honestly, I'd love to just continue with the same people, because we've just had so much fun. And if right now we do the F900 series, because it's 100%, we can do it at 100%.
Yeah.
And as it stands at the minute, to go and do something else in British Championship, sport bike or super sport, or stock 1000, we wouldn't be able to do it 100%. And actually, I'm not interested in that. So
you're not interested in
not
step
doing it.
into a different class or having to do it
No,
at less than 100%.
I'd absolutely love to do a different class. I'd love to do super sport primarily, but actually I also think that sport bike would be a sensible step with our guys and our setup to go and do that with a bit more investment. Like, it's possible, it's actually doable. However, we've discussed loads of things. We've said, like, would it be nice to run 2 F900s, for example? That's like an option. And that changes the dynamic a little bit. Do we want to go into another class? And everything we keep talking about is, if we could do it to 100%, then
we'll do it.
Yeah. If the answer's no, we'll race an F900 again. Or maybe the lads might want to run someone else or do something else. Honestly, I've had such fun this year. I feel like I've rode well, ticked some boxes, and on Monday night when we spoke, what we said was, we're not going to talk about next year. We're just going to go and enjoy the end of the season, and we'll do the same thing in November like we did last November, and we'll chat about it, and we'll see. But
Love it. Yeah.
ambition-wise, I'd love to go and do another class in British Championship, but it has to all pan out, sort of thing. But that makes sense.
Nice.
There's a couple of questions on about the sunflower. I'm going to be really rude, but I will not be able to pronounce that name. I'll get it wrong.
Why are you asking me?
You've got the most Irish blood.
It does look Irish.
Yeah. The top one.
The top one. Any plans of you guys racing at the
Yeah, the
Sunflower
person.
Bishop?
What's the name?
Cian Whelan.
Cian.
Ah,
Okay.
I always pronounce it. I know, like, there's different spell. Cian. Sorry, mate. I'm not very.
I like it how you all back me up, and I have no confidence for that answer at all. And you all went, "That's the one." Fucking, I have no idea.
But yeah, he's asking, is anyone going to Bishop's Court? I've heard so many rumours about them trying to run different classes. They're actually on about an F900 class or making it available to race. Then a few things. It's a maybe for us. It's something we discussed, but depends on the weather, really. If it's looking absolutely cats and dogs, probably not. But
I think it's a maybe for us. I love the place.
Yeah.
I love going and doing the sunflower.
Oh, but your team go there?
Well, I need to ask them, but it's a maybe for me.
That would be really, really cool. Yeah, that would be class.
Has Max done it?
No, don't think he has. I'm pretty sure Hawk will go. Hawk go most years, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know what the Martrain situation will be, because obviously they've folded, which is quite big news that we didn't get through. But yeah, that's a big team out. And actually, Taz Racing haven't done it for a few years.
Maybe.
So I'm not sure, but obviously it's a maybe.
Yeah, maybe given their rumour mills about them at the minute, and maybe might be rumour being that they're going to change manufacturer, it might be something that they go do. It would make sense. It's on the doorstep.
True. Oh, there's a bit of testing, you mean?
Yeah. Makes sense. And I think that's it. We've covered a lot of the rumour mill. Lots of messages. Gary Proctor, Chris Turner, Jake Gathergood, Kenny, Samantha, all just giving thanks, just congratulating everyone for all their achievements and stuff this year. Lots of comments for Christian's win at Assen as well. So yeah, thanks very much everyone for the nice words.
Yes.
And
obviously, if you want to ask a question, then become a Patreon, and you get early access to the pods. What else do you get?
Well, what I would say is
Loads of stuff
in Assen. Obviously, normally we get in BSB we get to see loads of the fans. Like, it's a very popular event. In Assen, there's so many people from other parts of Europe that maybe don't come over or we don't get to interact with at the normal BSB rounds. And I was absolutely blown away, and I'm sure you were the same. When he won the race, I went over to Park Ferme, and there was so many people stood there filming, chanting like stuff about Chasin the Racin. It was absolutely immense.
On pit walk, I reckon I had, I'm going to say probably 5, which doesn't sound loads, but that's a lot considering we're in a different country and they don't normally speak to you, that said, I listened to the podcast to Chasin the Racin.
Wow.
Which is
it's mega.
Unreal.
Yeah. We had like Dutch fans, Belgian fans, French fans all coming around to the owner and stuff, and I just thought it was class. So much merch. There was people coming over to buy merch and stuff. If your customs were, nothing was sold. But
we took it all back.
Okay, back. It was on the corner. But yeah, like, it was honestly really, really cool to just see the like momentum it's got and stuff, and it's really special. So yeah, thanks to everyone for all the support.
That's it. Is that it?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
No.
Peace out.
Peace out, love it. And obviously, thank you very much to OMG Racing, Lucky Day Competitions, JCT, Truck and Trailer Hire, and NC's. I got cocky there. I got very cocky. NCCS Electrical. Thank you very much for being the episode sponsor, and obviously, thank you very much, guys. And
Thanks, peeps.
catch you later on.
See ya.
See you later.